Their players were cut from a different cloth. Renegades with faces only a mother could love. The Raiders cultivated, then reveled in their ominous image.
The king and his men stole the queen from her bed, bound her in her bones. The seas beat yours and by the paths where we will roam.
Salute Raider Nation. Appreciate y'all showing up here tonight, frickin' on Monday night. Basically going to be talking about game recap here. Jeff's usually on here, but talk about the, post in the Discord, all this shit. Frickin' the Nightbot's going to be posting out a bunch of deals as we go on. So, like I said, feel free to follow whoever you want to follow. Feel free to join the Discord. Whatever. Like I said, there's about 1 million of them up there. So outside of that, appreciate all of you guys showing up. Salute Alfredo, BJ, frickin' Robert. Appreciate all you guys stopping by here tonight, man. Appreciate all you guys stopping by here tonight. And outside of that, so I guess we'll just hop into the game recap here. It was a pretty tough one to watch all game. I mean, watched Aiden frickin' get sacked, 6 fucking times in the game? 6 times in the game. What did he turn over? 2, 3 times. Interception at the end of the game to be able to win that game. Dude, he chose to throw it at the fucking guy instead of throwing it out of bounds. There's just a few mistakes, obviously, that this kid's going to have to learn from for sure, So I think, like I said before the pregame, I spoke on this before the pregame, it would be unrealistic to think that win his first game out, dude, and do everything perfect and not have any issues. I've said, when you're a rookie, you're going to have mistakes. You're going to be making mistakes. I look at it, like I've said, even throughout all those deals, 6 sacks, everything that happened to him, we still had a chance to tie up the game right at the end of the game. And like I say, in that play, I've heard a lot of people sitting here calling about how Josh calls the play call, this, that, the other. Look, people, this is one thing everybody knows already, Salute Domenis. Everybody knows that when the defense knows that Josh is going to fucking run the ball, they stack the box, dude. He can't run when they're in there. He knows that. Everybody fucking that knows football knows that. You get some dipshits that don't know football and talk about it, I can care less. But outside of it, when we sit here and look at it, that play that Aiden fucking threw the interception on, that play is designed to be a throwaway play. And Aiden, he fucking tried to force it in there with 4 fucking guys, 4 dudes over there on that side. There was no indication of anybody being open. So I don't even know why he threw that ball in there. I don't know why he tried to throw the ball in there. Like I said, I mean, that's Aiden's fucking fault. That has nothing to do with fucking Josh McDaniels. And again, this is stuff that I keep trying to say over and over and over. People want to keep blaming the wrong motherfucking people for mistakes. Listen, Josh calls a play. Aiden fucking knows that play is either to the outside if the guy is open one-on-one, probably more by himself because he's the underneath guy. And then if not, the play is designed to be thrown away. Josh McDaniels said it the second he even got to the presser when it was brought up. He even said it himself that that's a throwaway play. It's not a fucking play you throw in. Now, he's going to take the deal because Aiden, it is what it is. But any person that knows fucking football, any person that knows anything about football knows that he should have thrown that fucking ball away. Now, if they would have put it down there, tried to run it, I'm not going to talk about what is here, there, or not. I mean, I've said it. Everybody knows. Josh was honed in on every single game being in there. I said it before we even started this game. The reason Josh would probably have a big game in this game because of the fact that they have to fear Aiden fucking throwing the deep ball, which Aiden did throw the deep ball and threw pretty well a few times. Like I said, Aiden's got room. He's got to grow, man. And to me, where Josh says like, "Oh, we're going to keep Jimmy or keep Aiden or Jimmy as we go forward," I think that's kind of a mistake because if it was me, I'd probably try to keep playing Aiden, let him take his fucking lumps out, and then see how he can play once we get rolling. Because I don't think Aiden played that bad a ball. The issue I think is like there's a few times he holds on to the ball a little bit too long, fucking gets stacked up in there. And again, that stuff the rookie's gonna learn. So I mean, like I said, I mean the defense held their end at the end of the game, but again, I think that had a lot to do on Justin Herbert's side of the ball that he just was hurting from his hand and fucking just issues going on. But I don't think it was that we were just that much better than him, that's for sure. But again, he didn't even move the ball downfield one time, I don't think, in the second half. So for me, I would think that, like I said, I would give Aiden more of a chance and I'd let him go. But I hate how people keep on saying like it's Josh. Josh McDaniels gave us a chance at both times at the end of the game, both games. So regardless of how any person wants to look at it or talk about it or not, Josh McDaniels put us in the right spot in both games to be able to, if not tie the game, if not to win the game. And it's salute Ozzy. And if Josh is putting us in those situations and the quarterbacks are failing, we can't just sit here and blame Josh and say like, oh, Josh's play calling's horrible on this. No, it's not. It's not fucking horrible because even with how horrible it was, and even as bad as the game was going, we were still in contention to fucking tie the game with plenty of time left on the clock. Now, if people want to ignore that and fucking just act like that doesn't exist, that's fine. I can give a fuck. Like I say it all the time, I'm not here to talk to dumb people. I'm here to talk football with intelligent people that know that however they want to look at it, how someone wants to play it. Listen, if we get that touchdown, people don't be talking about this shit. And I keep saying it. Josh calls the plays. They're supposed to execute the plays. That's why they're the quarterback. That's why they call them the captain and the leader of the fucking team. It is their job to execute the fucking play the right way on the field. Josh can only design it and call it. They have to play it too. They're not fucking bots. They're not fucking bots. They don't just go out there and fucking, oh, this is the way. It doesn't work like that. And again, there's a lot of things in this game. There's a lot of things in this game that determined a lot. And look, dude, it was on offense, defense, it wasn't pretty. Like, we all fucking know that. I think, like I said, I spoke on it before the pregame, man. I said I already knew these were going to come with Aiden. I said it would be unrealistic to think that it wouldn't happen. I didn't think 6 sacks. You know, like, I'll just be 100% honest. I didn't think 6 sacks for sure. You know, so
I think it was 7 total, 6 just from Mac alone.
Was it 7?
Yeah, it was 7. 6 were just from Khalil Mack by himself.
7 total, 6. 7 total, 6 from Mac, though.
Yeah, and that's crazy, see. And I mean, like I said, that has a lot to do with the offensive line.
That's the offensive line. I'm not blaming Aiden, bro.
I gave Aiden responsibility on a few of them because he held on to the ball a little too long on a few of them.
I will say ball security is huge for for 3 of those sacks or the forced fumbles. I mean, maybe like 1 or 2, but I'll say most of the time.
The blindside one was
Luminar was getting banged up. Cole Miller was getting banged up. They were moving Mac left and right, bro.
Yeah, facts.
Every side, it was a switch off. I think when Munford was on Mac, they switched him over to Miller's side.
That's why I think they need to get more to Munford. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, like I say, I think at the end of the day, we got to hold responsibility to everybody that's accountable.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
totally.
Like it's easy to just say a name and say, hey, we want to fire this dude or not. But we have to hold the players accountable. We have to hold the coaches accountable. Everybody's got to be held accountable. But I'm not going to even get on the Josh McDaniels, I want to fire bandwagon, because I'm not a hater. So I don't hate people just because of where they come from or where they're at. I've never done that in my life. I'll never fucking do that. I've sit and said people can have their biased opinions however they want. If we had a fucking proven quarterback in that position, we would be fucking 3-1 right fucking now. Like, there is not a fucking doubt in my mind. Josh put us in the position to win that fucking Steelers game, and he put us in position to win this fucking Chargers game. So that's jack shit to do with the head coach. Now, people that don't know football, if they want to fucking go out there and advocate a head coach, they can advocate it, but that's just lack of their intelligence in the fucking game, and that's fact.
And I debated with people about like why, because people were saying like why didn't they run the ball? I'll tell you why they didn't run the ball. Exactly what you were saying earlier. One, they probably would have either stuffed Josh in the backfield, or he would have made maybe 2 yards. Then it would be 2nd and goal, probably about the 3, because I think we were at the 5 or something. And then the clock would start rolling again. You probably lose a timeout because of the 2-minute warnings, technically a timeout, so you go to 2 minutes. Then they'd either have to run it again or pull a draw or another passing play anyway. And then even if we do get the touchdown, at that point it's probably like 1:30 left on the clock, 2 timeouts. The Chargers can just go down the field, make us use our timeouts, get a field goal, and then
salute Robert, salute Charles, salute to everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate all you guys
doing what is, but most likely that's an educated guess on what would have happened. Like that's like an educated guess on what would happen because they've been like every team has done it to us so far this year. So where it's like if we gave the Chargers the ball last, we want as many timeouts as possible to get the stop. Even though our defense did play better in that second half, they also at times give up chunk plays at crucial fucking times. So
yeah, and the only game I would literally sit here and say like where I feel like we were out coached as a team, like as in Josh and everybody, was just the Bills game. The Bills game, we got our ass handed to us, dude. But to sit here and like I say, to advocate a coach because of the quarterback's play, I get that part. Like I get it. He's the head coach. Like I get it. But at the same time, man, he's put us in the spots to win, dude. And I mean, I hate to say it, dude, but I mean, from them dropping Carr, I feel like that's where they fucked up, you know? Like, I feel like that's where they fucked up, and that's something that we're going to be fighting for a while.
To get Brady. I think the original plan was to get Brady, and then that fell through, so they had to kind of go with Jimmy because they didn't have.
Yeah, and you already let go of Carr, so it's like you made your bed, now you got to lie in it.
You lie in it, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because if Brady was here, dude, and he had these ending games, he would win those shit, dude. Like, that's the thing. Brady wouldn't even get behind like this in the lot, but even if he did, he would be in that. He wouldn't throw that interception right there. He wouldn't have thrown that interception. No way, no how.
He would either throw it away or do something, or look somewhere
else. And that's all I'm just saying. An experienced quarterback there, salute Nutty. An experienced quarterback in those positions would have got those game wins, dude. And like I said, the Chargers weren't playing worth the fuck. They weren't moving the ball. They weren't going nowhere. Even if we tied up that ball, there would have been 2 minutes plus left. We could easily went back down and scored again. I just say, like I said, he calls the plays to put us where we need. It's our quarterback's not executing the fucking plays, man, and it's fast.
Because I feel like the plan was, he wanted the 3 timeouts, like you know how the 2-minute warning's kind of like technically a timeout. He wanted to get the ball back, like get the score, and then have 3 timeouts on defense, so we could get a stop and then get it back and win the game.
I think personally, if I were to say something on how this game went, I think to be honest, like there's our thing. I think we like kind of just really summed up how offense was. More so, it was like, I guess QB play and the offensive line with the huge struggle.
Yeah, offense.
If I want to be completely honest, I think I remember this last year about how I think what Dustin said about the defense and how it only shows up for 2 quarters of the game and not 4. I want to say that I feel like the defense to me has had one of their best games, even though they put up 24 points. Realistically, 3 of those touchdowns were put in bad positions because of 3 fumble recoveries.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Just in short field for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and they consistently went back on the field. It was like on the same. It was on like the first drive or
that's facts, Alfredo.
First possession of that drive, it's a forced fumble recovered. They go back on the field. Then it happens. It's a repeating process. And so to me, I mean, there was in the first drive, they looked like they were doing pretty well. Then they gave up 2 big chunk plays, a touchdown. But then the rest of the game, for me, I think was just more so of offense bad positioning. And
Yeah,
so
I agree.
I guess if we want to give the defense one main flaw is that they were giving up a
Marcus
lot
Peters.
of rushing yards is one thing I would
And
say.
they got
Like
their DT.
it would be those like 2nd and 20s where they would just give up a 20-yard first down. I
To a
don't
no-name halfback, a
Yeah,
no-name
exactly.
Yeah, Joshua
halfback.
Kelly. Yeah,
Joshua
yeah,
Kelly
Joshua
had
Kelly.
like 50 or
Yeah,
60 rushing yards.
yeah.
So I mean, I guess that's like one of the main problems, I guess, and I guess maybe the that 1 3rd and 10 play for the game where Bennett got beat off by Palmer. But other than that, I think the defense was kind of really
That should have
spot
been
on.
a
It was just
offensive
bad
PI. That's what I'm thinking of.
offensive positioning. Crosby had a great day, I'll say that. I think Diablo missed out on a couple opportunities with sacks, with a sack, and even some tackles. And
The one thing that
I
I'll
think
add,
our main thing, I guess, on offense is we were definitely like I think the person that really stepped it up today was David Long. David Long played pretty well yesterday.
right?
He
Okay,
filled
but the
in
one thing,
filled in a great spot for Hobbs.
He did play good for coming in and having to take over for
Yeah.
sure.
Exactly.
Salute Pyro.
the one thing I'll add though is one thing that the defense didn't do well is that tackling is still an issue.
That
There's a lot of times where we should have
100%.
wrapped up our
There
tackles
were
and
so
we
many
gave up an
broken
extra 10,
tackles
12,
that
15
game
yards.
that there were so many broken tackles. Man, I couldn't
Yeah,
count
so
that
many.
many.
That's one of the
It's
big
like
issues in
I
defense.
think it's
man.
like it also goes for the same thing because I remember Sergio talked about it last week about how like do the coaches not just teach them how to like this? I know it's kind of different, but it's like he was talking about how like how people can't catch interceptions, so it's kind of like there's no way you can't teach them to tackle better. Like there's no way these fuckers are breaking off these tackles and going for like 5-6 extra more yards, or hell even breaking it off and going for 50. So I think there was this one play in the first drive where this fucker was about to go for a TFL. All of a sudden, goes for 40 yards.
Yeah, that's my point. Like, there's tackles we missed in this game that literally could.
That was with the quarterback too in one of the plays.
Yeah, exactly. Herbert.
That
That
was,
one play,
I think it
Herbert
was
almost
Devon
got
Diablo
the
was
first
on one of
fucking
them.
down. I'm like,
Yeah,
there's
Devon
no
Diablo
way, dude. It's just
pulled up.
it'd be the Raiders, bro. It'd be the Raiders.
I think with Devon Diablo, I'll give him a little bit of slack because it was after the Tillery thing. So he was worried that, like, oh, if I don't pull up, they're going to give me a penalty. But I feel like you should just do it anyway. If you get penalized, you get penalized. Like,
Salute out.
Salute, fellas.
Also, and I want to finally give a shout out to Josh Jacobs, bro. Really pulling it out for the team.
yeah, he played well this week.
Got
But
big and
thanks to
dirty
Aiden
over there,
O'Connell being on
bro.
the field, not Jimmy.
Receiving wise and rushing, he really did. That's the Josh I remember, at least.
Hey, I said it in the whole
And
weekend
it's
in the
true,
pregame.
and that's true.
Having
We
Aiden
need
in
to
there will
realize
allow
that
it
Josh
for
did the
Josh to
exact
start
same
rushing.
thing. Josh did
Yeah,
the exact
facts.
same
You've been the same page on that
thing
one.
last year when we were like, oh, was Josh hasn't been really well the first 4 weeks with not getting yards. Were we right not picking up his 50-year option? Then the fucker goes off the whole season. So I think it's just a slow start. Like how he said, he's just getting his feet dirty.
Watch when Jimmy gets back in there. Watch when Jimmy gets back in there, and it happens all again because defenses do not respect Jimmy. So if you stack 8 in the box, that only leaves 3 dudes in the outfield. That means that they're gonna get Josh. They're gonna seek out Josh. They couldn't stack 8 in the box in here to do that to Josh in this game because they know Aiden would have fucking dropped dots over the top of him. This whole entire game against the Chargers, they stayed off him the whole entire fucking time. So, like I said, man, I mean, you have to respect the way that fucking certain quarterbacks have fucking deep accuracy. Jimmy does not have it, and everybody fucking knows it. And Green Bay will do it to him again. Green Bay will do it to his ass again, and Josh will be limited in fucking rushing yards again.
I'd rather just let Aiden take his lumps and just play him the rest of the season.
Yeah, but they're not going to because, look, regardless of how any dudes out there want to get in their feelings or not, Jimmy probably wouldn't have thrown the interception right there at the end of the game to do that. Jimmy would have probably done the play right because he is a veteran quarterback, and he would have thrown that play away. And it would have stopped the clock, dude, and they would have ran that play right. Then they would have tried to run, which would have been that would have been the correct way to run that play. Now, regardless of how people want to get in their feelings or not, that's probably why. As much as I hate to fucking even say it, that Jimmy will probably run the offense because plays like that is what cost us a win. And Jimmy wouldn't have made that play, dude. Like, you don't get me wrong, he has thrown into double coverage inside of there, but he would not have thrown on that slant play moving to the outside with 4 motherfuckers there. He would not have did it. I mean, fuck, it didn't take one guy to just stop and drop underneath. That's exactly what Samuel did. He was like, fucking, thank you. And he probably could have took that shit to the house, dude. He just fucking laid down. Fucking like, I would have taken that shit to the house. But again, I mean, I just don't think, like I said, it's just Jimmy don't have the arm deep, but he does have a football IQ for sure in the NFL. Aiden's got a really good arm deep. He just don't have the fucking IQ yet. So I don't know. It's either way, man. You either take your lumps with Aiden or Jimmy. It's either way. So I feel like we'd have a better chance to win with Aiden over the long run. If I'm just being honest, I think Aiden gives us a better chance over the long run to win. I don't think Jimmy does.
Well, that's what I think too. I mean, and the other reason, like, there's really 2 reasons. There's that reason, and then also we need to know what Aiden is. Like, we've got a very important draft coming up. Like, this is probably the deepest quarterback class I've seen in a decade. That's why I made a post about it. I'm like, do you risk, like, win now kind of mentality with Jimmy because he's a veteran or whatever? Or do you just play Aiden and see what he has so you know exactly what you're going to do in the next draft? Like, are you going to take a quarterback high? Are you going to take a DT? Are you going to take a corner? Like, we need to know this shit.
Yeah, no, the only thing where I have issues with, like, a lot of these topics or the way people are going about this is like, literally people weren't doing this when Josh McDaniels or when John Gruden was just doing this a few years ago.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of shit that's the kind of shit I'm not understanding. It's like they're over here wanting to crucify him on shit like this. But I guess they must not remember how when John Gruden came here, they were 4-12. They had a losing season the following season.
7-9
again.
7-8.
Yeah, and then it took them fucking the next 2 years to finally get out to have a winning season. So
well, I wouldn't. Yeah, I guess 8-8 is technically winning. I mean, it's 500, but.
The thing I look at it is like fucking with the way that I look with Josh and them is I've said from day one, it's just unrealistic to act like people are going to come in and change. There's no coach out there. There's not a coach that if we were to go let Josh and them go right now, we would just have no coach. We'd have no coaches and no fucking people because there's nobody out there right now going to take those jobs. So we'll just be head coachless and a GM coachless or GMless. So at the end of the day, we have nobody still. And then we're over here acting like we're going to get better. We're not going to get better. That's not how it works. It's like you either... go.
I was just going to say, another thing I'll add to that is the fact, like, the whole 2021, like, playoff thing is so overrated because of COVID and because of other things happening that year. And I feel like that's where the false sense of, like, oh, Josh McDaniels came in and took over a playoff team. A playoff team doesn't need an extra game added, and to have, like, the Browns having, like, 20 of their starters out to actually make the playoffs. Like, playoff teams are in the playoffs before the last game of the season. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
like I'm glad we went to the playoffs, but I knew that either we're going to get knocked out.
Because I don't believe a lot of our players are the caliber of what other people have talked about. Regardless, I've said it 1,000 times that Waller isn't fucking what he is, what people think. I mean, that fucking guy, he gets beat on all year already over in the Giants. He's the number one receiver, and he can't even catch shit. So literally, I had to bench this motherfucker, and I had to bench him in my fantasy.
First half of the Seahawks and Giants Monday Night Football game, and Waller's been kind of crap.
That's my point. He's been crap all year.
Just like beating the crap out of Waller.
Yeah, he's been shit all year, dude. And I've said, like, a lot of people take away what Carr was able to do here as a quarterback, dude, and then they're going to really find out right now. Like I've said, like, if Carr was probably in that spot, he don't throw that interception. Like, any experienced quarterback don't throw that interception, dude. Like, and again, I've said, like, they can sit here and advocate Josh to be fired or not. You're not getting anybody better right now. And again, Josh has called great plays to put us in the spot to win games. Now, fucking people, just because the quarterbacks ain't doing it with Jimmy and fucking Aiden, that's not his fucking problem. Like, it is his problem, but it's not his fault, you know? Like, that's why I've said, throw Aiden in here, find out where he's at. And even with this game, he was one fucking score away from tying. So I don't really know if I would throw in the towel on Aiden so quick, you know? So
I agree. That's why I'm playing more.
What I'll say, by the way, salute, fellas. What I'll say is, you know, I think Aiden showed a lot of grit yesterday, and he did show that he got better as the game progressed. But obviously, he was way too raw, and he seemed a little unprepared for the game. I do got to point the finger at Josh a bit towards the end of the game at that last play call, because it was first down, and Josh had gotten into a groove with those like dump off passes, and he started running the ball a little bit better. At first down, I feel like you got to help your rookie quarterback and at least attempt a run when you're at first down. So like that's where like the play calling, I got to look at Josh and be like, hey, you know what? You don't have Jimmy in there. You don't have an experienced quarterback. Shit, you don't even have Brian Hoyer in there. You know, Aiden got shook up early in the game. He had been sacked already 6 times. At that point, you got to help out your rookie QB. And who's the best friend for a quarterback, right? It's the running back. And they should have fed that bitch to JJ to see if he could punch it in, because he was running angry. He wasn't getting tons of yards, but I could tell that the guy, you know, was sick of having 3 really crappy games, and he was ready.
Yeah, but he was stuffed in the backfield numerous times in that game too. I mean, I've said it. Aiden is why Josh was able to have those yards. They had to play off the line because of Aiden. If they knew Josh was getting the ball, watch that game. I mean, the tape doesn't lie, and this is the thing people got to start paying attention to. The tape doesn't fucking lie. When the Chargers knew that Josh was getting the ball, they stuffed that motherfucker behind the line. So it's not like, that's what I'm saying. You can't just get down on the line and know, well, Josh getting the ball. Guess what? We would have been fucking set. We would have been second and fucking 15. Like, probably second and 10, second and 15. Like, that's the problem. Like, I get how people just want to advocate, oh, Josh is this fucking great fucking I'll run you over halfback. He's not, dude. He's been stuffed in the backfield fucking 30 fucking times this year. Any team that's even known that he's getting the ball, they've all stacked 8 in the box, dude. And they've literally stopped him behind the line multiple times. The Bills did it so much that he was negative fucking 2 yards at the end of the motherfucking game. You know what I mean? Like, it works when the team works. When the team's spearing off, dude. And again, if they would have fucking thrown the ball off, I bet Jacobs would have probably got to run the ball in, because they would have probably set up an I formation, or they probably would have went in single back where it would have just kept him in the back by himself, them thinking he's going to fucking throw the ball again, so they got to play off, and then they fucking run the ball. Like, that's how you set up that kind of fucking play. And when you throw the interception, that takes it away. Like, people keep negating how football is played. Football is played off of scheme play, how one play builds to another fucking play. That's how it gets opened up. That's how it opens it up. Start running the ball, force the fucking linebackers and safeties to play down. Fucking the second they play down, boom, play over. Like, that's how football is played. Motherfuckers are acting like they just take all, when people are talking on the fucking sport anymore, they're just acting like one play indicates the whole game. That's fucking bullshit. It's straight bullshit. You guys are taking away from the whole fucking game. Take away how it got built up. Take away how you build up, dude. Like, if the play's thrown away, they come back inside there, they probably would have ran it, and they probably would have got it because they would have thought that they were going to throw. So that's what I'm saying. So however Aiden wants to throw it, and then people want to have it go, oh, they should have ran it. Yeah, Aiden shouldn't have thrown the interception. The fucking in. The in. Like, that's on Aiden. That ain't on anybody else.
If Aiden throws that ball away, it stops the clock, and then
100% on Aiden. Yeah, that play's on Aiden, 1,000%. It has nothing to do with anybody else. Aiden threw that ball. Aiden's fucking seen that shit. It's just like I say about drunk drivers, man. You can't fucking sit here and make up excuses about fucking drinking and driving when a motherfucker was the one that grabbed his keys, went outside, opened up the door, got in the car, put the key in the ignition, turned the motherfucker on, pressed in the brake, pulled down the lever, fucking backs out, fucking put it in the brake again, go. You can't make excuses for that shit. Aiden made a fucking mistake. That's how it works, dude. That's how football works. You got to fucking own up to it, and then you fucking move on from it. Like, too many people come out here talking about disinformation in football. They just don't know enough about football to talk about it. They take away from it, dude. They take away from the way that the game's played. Again, Aiden throws that ball away. Josh probably gets the fucking touchdown on the run on the outside or inside. Like, they have to look at the play a lot different. I say it again, Jimmy's going to come in here. They're not going to fear Jimmy. They're going to watch. And then Josh, what do you think? Josh just automatically got shittier that game? Like, they can take it for whatever they want and be delusional as fuck. I'm not delusional, so I'm not gonna sit there and have those issues. It's like I've said, like I said it in the pregame, dude. It would be unrealistic to act like fucking Aiden wasn't gonna make mistakes and fucking not win this game. I said it straight up. So however other people want to put it in their mind that they think like, oh, fucking Raiders, we're going to win all these games. No, we're not. We're not winning shit. We haven't won shit. We barely won with Carr, barely won with fucking Gruden. Like, it's false hope, dude, is what it is. But we got to accept what and realize where that fucking deal is. If we sit here and say, like, people, this is why I think it's funny when people say, like, oh, it's Josh McDaniels play calling. Okay, if it's Josh McDaniels play calling, how in the fuck did they have 6 fucking sacks, 7, it's 7 sacks, right? So they had 7 sacks, 3 fucking turnovers that were fumbled, that put them on the fucking, 20, 30-yard line, and then interception on the motherfucking goal line, and we were 1 touchdown away, right? And it's him, right? And it's crazy as hell. It's crazy as fucking hell, but whatever.
Yeah, folks, I don't understand that.
All these football IQ motherfuckers, I get it, man.
For me personally, like, I'm just in a conflicted mindset, like, and that's just being like, I'm just a young fan, so I'm still new to it's like, even though I've been a Raider my whole life, I'm still technically new to the heartbreaks compared to a lot of the older Raider fans. I just think that it's pretty depressing to me that even if we had Aiden in there, granted he's going to make rookie mistakes, that we still couldn't score 20 points. And I don't really care if it was like a 1-score game because we went against a Herbert with a broken hand. And now we got freaking Scout hyping up the defense like, oh, these past 2 games the defense was killing it. No, because one game, the first 2 weeks, they got smoked by the Broncos, and despite the score. They got demolished by the Bills. And then the next 2 games, the reason the defense apparently looks so good is because they're going against Matt Canada and broken hand Justin Herbert. And not only that, the fact that we still couldn't score 20 points against a freaking depleted-ass Chargers defense with Brandon Staley play calling. Even the Chargers defense in their post-game was questioning Staley's calling. Like, yeah, like, I'm confused why he calls his plays a lot. Or that, who was it, Asante Samuel that intercepted O'Connell? Like, man, I could have taken it to the house, but Staley told me to just take a knee, slide down. Like, Jesus, that team, like, and then this was the first time I was hoping a player in our team got suspended for doing something stupid. I cannot stand Tillery on this team anymore. Like, I didn't care that the entire Charger sideline jumped this idiot. Like, yep, I'm gonna, like, sure, yeah, I love aggressiveness, and I wish we had more aggressiveness in football, but that's not how football is today. That's not how smart plays, especially if you're a Raider. And if a Raider does it, you're going to get freaking ejected. Or freaking a Chief did it, you're probably going to get, like, either a flag or the refs aren't going to call it. And get jumped by the entire Chargers sideline thinking you did something, and all you did was just freaking bob Justin Herbert when he was already 2 steps out of bounds. Like, I want I want that idiot off this team. I'm friggin' tired of Tillery making like the dumbest decisions on key moments, and he's got some beef with the Chargers, which is obviously hurting us in games. And then just friggin' like we're gonna overrate the defense now because of the past 2 games. I'm friggin' done with this offense. Like, granted, yeah, O'Connell's a rookie, still couldn't score friggin' 20 points, despite Jacobs going off, and O'Connell did hit or misses. O-line just magically sucked when all they had was Khalil Mack. Don't make any adjustments. Like, sure, you made a few adjustments, but all you had to go against was Khalil freaking Mack. Freaking ties the record against freaking I don't know what the hell Jermaine Illuminor was doing. Like, I rewatched the film. Khalil wasn't even trying in like 2 to 3 of those sacks. All he did was just run past him, didn't even touch Jermaine. Jermaine was like Oprah, you get a sack, you get a sack, you get a sack, except it was freaking one person, one human being. And then we got our fullbacks and our halfbacks forgot how to block. And then O'Connell freaking reminded me of post 2017 Carr, where granted he's a rookie and he's been for so long because it's an actual stat. I think they said 3 of the sacks were on O'Connell because he just stood there for so long. Like, I don't know what, like, I understand like there's a difference between preseason and regular season, but my Lord. And not only that, I don't know what the hell is with Colton Miller. I don't know what the hell is with James this season. Parham, he's decent. Greg, he's like inconsistent now all of a sudden. And if we're putting Jimmy in there, like, I'm not excited for the rest of the season at this point. Like, I would feel like, yeah, let O'Connell stay in there. Like, I'm pretty sure he'll play better. Like, Tyree, first few weeks was kind of pretty bad, but he got better. He's got better. He had way better pass rush he did than compared to the first week. And then
damn right, and he looked better in this one way by a mile.
Like,
it's gonna take him time for sure. I mean, that's just how it is.
Like, in a freaking conflicting mindset on like emotions and facts at this point, because like at this point, like, I don't want to blame McDaniels that much on this game, but I'm blaming every single human being on this game. Like, everyone's blaming McDaniels. I'm blaming McDaniels. I'm also blaming a lot of mofos in this game. Like, this game was trash. Like, this offense still couldn't score 20 points against a depleted Chargers defense. Like, that's what made me think immediately, like, we couldn't freaking do it with O'Connell. Like, are you joking? And yeah, do I maybe agree that we should have probably ran the ball, or maybe don't call a pass on 1st and goal on the 4-yard line because you have a rookie throwing the ball, you don't have a veteran player throwing the ball? Maybe. Like, I don't know. It's just so messed up in so many ways how this game turned out. Like, that's why, like, anyone just says, hey, it was a 1-score game, it doesn't matter. Like, we went against, like, Justin Herbert. I thought I was questioning, why are the Chargers not scoring that much? It turned out Justin Herbert had a freaking his hand is fractured. So that's why he's not throwing the ball that well. Like, gee, we're probably not going to win like 6 games. Like, that's what's going to happen. And that's weird because I said, like, my standard was if we can't win more games than we did last year, like, I'm going to lose faith in McDaniels then, because there's no way that.
Yes.
There's
so
no
stats.
way.
Yeah. So stats, I'll say, so we have 4 games as a sample size. And I think we could draw a few different conclusions from our team. I think one conclusion that we could draw is we don't have a quarterback. Like, we don't have a viable signal caller, whether that's Jimmy G, Aiden O'Connell, or Brian Hoyer. This team does not have a viable quarterback to win football games. I think number 2, the defense is suspect at best. I think they, quote-unquote, kept us in the game yesterday, and I think some people are saying that, hey, they overperformed. And in some ways, I could see that argument, but that argument only makes sense because the offense has been so underwhelming over the first 4 games. I mean, we haven't cracked 20 points, and we have one of the most expensive offenses in the entire NFL. And so the reality is that this team is not a good football team, right? And so we got to take a step back. and try to evaluate what pieces do we have on this team that we can build off of in the future. And one thing that I'm disappointed in is there's a bit of an echo.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you're good. So one thing that I'm a bit disappointed in, and I'm trying to remind myself that we're only 4 games in and rookies need time. We need more production out of our rookie class, right? We need more production out of Michael Mayer. I think Tyree Wilson looked pretty good, especially towards the beginning of the game yesterday. He was setting the edge pretty well, and then he kind of fell off. I think he has like a conditioning issue, which I guess is expected because he missed most of camp. But I'd like to see more of like Trey Tucker. I'd like to see more of some of our rookies. Byron Young, he's been pretty absent. I haven't seen much of him. And so I think
Trey was out there a bunch of times. We just didn't throw to him.
Exactly. I mean, he's like Renfro, right? Like he's out there a lot, but he just doesn't get targeted. And so, I take a step back and look. Before you joined, Dustin, I was telling stats and the rest of the guys, like we have 4 games, and out of the 4-game sample size, we could draw a few different conclusions. And one is like we don't have a viable signal caller right now. We don't have a quarterback that defenses respect. And as a result, our offense becomes very, very one-dimensional and easy to plan against. And so now I take a step back and look at Josh McDaniels, because now it's on Josh to really like scheme up an offense, right? Whether that's like adding motion, creating easy completions for his offense. Like I thought, for instance, yesterday.
Yeah, to like simplify it more for him.
Yeah, simplify it. So I thought yesterday was actually going to be a breakout game for Hunter, because I thought there was going to be a lot of underneath shit for Hunter in this game, because I thought Aiden was just going to I thought McDaniels was going to do a lot of like short and intermediate routes, and obviously like Hunter just eats at those. And it was disappointing to see like Hunter like hardly get targeted once again. And so, I think it's on Josh now to really make something out of nothing, right? Like we all recognize his track record as an offensive coordinator, and now his task is to go back into the lab and re-engineer some of this shit, because like some of the shit that he engineered in the offseason is just not going to work out, because Jimmy isn't the guy I think he thought he was. And then obviously Aiden is just a rookie. And from what I heard, based on reports from like Hondo Carpenter and some of the other reporters, like he was splitting snaps. Like Aiden was actually splitting first team snaps with Jimmy this past week. So obviously the timing was kind of off, if you guys notice, like in the game, because he's not getting 100% of the first team snaps. I'd actually be interested to see how Aiden performs once he gets 100% snaps, first team snaps, prior to a game. Maybe I imagine he'd do better. But point being, like now it's like on Josh to really try to scheme things up, because honestly, guys, like I did not expect to be 4 games into the season without cracking 20 points. I did not expect that.
You want to know something too? It's like the last time that we were in this situation, Dennis Allen got fired after the 4th week. That's not me saying McDaniels deserves to be fired or that he will be fired. It's just, it's like almost a whole decade later, like that's what happened. And we're one of the only 3 teams that still haven't done it yet. And it's just, why is it like, it's just so coincidental. Like you can script it. Like the 3 teams that haven't cracked 20 yet are Dennis Allen's new team, the Saints, the Patriots, and our team. Like that's like ironic, like a dramatic irony, if you want to call it that. Like, and here's another thing too. For that, that's another thing I want to talk about to like anyone that like likes to bend for Carr. Carr hasn't cracked 20 points either. As much as like I'm really frustrated at McDaniels now, like.
Don't talk about Carr stats. Don't talk about stats.
Sorry, I keep saying like I'm very like frustrated with everything that's happening now. It's like because now I'm on like both sides of this whole freaking spectrum. Like Like I'm just arguing with just anyone that just has any
it's
point.
a tough
even if
situation.
I
agree
mean,
with
we
it.
pretty much damn near
Even if I
average the
agree
same
with
amount
you
of
guys,
points.
I want to argue.
We
with
average the
anyone
same
just
amount
'cause
of
I'm
points
so
as the Saints, bro. Damn
freaking
near every game.
frustrated.
There hasn't been a game where we scored over 20 points.
So Ray and stats. One thing that I was going to say about like Josh McDaniels, like you guys know I'm not necessarily like a McDaniels supporter, but I'm not into keeping on firing head coaches. Like we need stability, and I'm not sure how many games this guy gets or how many seasons he gets, right? But
We should have
I
4
don't
like
think,
Gruden at least.
yeah, I don't think that the out here is to be like, all right, let's go ahead and fire this regime again, and then just restart
been
again.
second
Because
Because
then we're
they've
just
been in
going
that.
back to square one, bro.
Yeah, you're just going back to square one. What I do think this regime should do is,
Salute Pizzle.
hey, Renfro's not really getting used. He's not really getting targets. Let's see what we could get for him, right? Like,
Salute
let's
Pizzle.
see what we could get for some of these players. Because if this season, we're basically a quarter into the season now. I mean, if this were 16 games, it would be exactly into a quarter of the season. Let's see what the pieces we have to rebuild for the future, because this season's probably going to be a wash. And it sucks to say that.
This is something I would say. Like, I would be shocked
That's
if
what
I
happened,
didn't talk about this before the pregame. That I talked about this was going to happen. So I'm not shocked. I'm not upset. I'm not like, oh man, I can't believe this happened. I literally said this shit was going to most likely happen because of him being a fucking rookie. So again, I said this before the game even started. So if I can talk about it before the game starts and it happens during the game, that's the kind of shit I'm wondering about Raider fans. How in the fuck do they not see that shit? Crazy talk's only crazy talk because you don't believe it. I said it before it happened. That's the truth.
That's
Well,
facts.
people-
Thought on it.
If people don't want to do their homework on studying our fucking team and then go talk about our team, that's on them. It's not on me. Give a fuck.
Yeah, facts. I'll just take the floor from it just to kind of like piggyback off what you guys are saying. Like the way I agree with what you're saying. Like I kind of saw the shit happening. It'd either be Aiden O'Connell will have a decent game and might win by like a touchdown or a field goal, or we lose by about a touchdown, which is what happened. So, and like rookies are going to make rookie mistakes at the end of the day. But like what we also said would happen, which is that the second you put Aiden O'Connell on the field, there's not so many fucking defenders stacking the box against Josh Jacobs. And that like I saw that as soon as the game started, like first play on offense. You saw the linebackers were playing a bit deeper, the safeties were playing deeper. So it's like, to me, at this point, like, what does Jimmy G really offer you that's better than Aiden? Like, they both make, like, the thing that I don't get is, like, Jimmy is a 9-year veteran, but it's like he's a 9-year veteran making rookie mistakes. Aiden's allowed to make rookie mistakes because he is a rookie.
The
And
thing
then
about
on top of that,
the
he
thing
has a
about
better
Jimmy-
deep ball than Jimmy.
I'm
The
sorry.
only
go
thing
ahead.
that Jimmy has is knowledge of the playbook. That's it. Like, that's the only thing he has over Aiden O'Connell is knowledge of the playbook. And that's something you learn anyway. So, like, and what's the best way for someone to learn? Live fire, live game reps. You're going to learn this. You can only learn so much sitting on the bench reading the playbook. Like, he's been doing that the whole fucking off season anyway. Like,
You know the thing that I
there's
see
nothing to lose at
from
this point.
you know the thing that I see from Aiden more than Jimmy is that Aiden is willing, like he trusts his receivers to go out there and make a play, or like he trusts
that's
like
it.
the thing that they do in coverage, because like I think in the game where I think yesterday when I was in the Discord with Dustin, I was talking about there was like like how Aiden was throwing some questionable plays like in double coverage or triple coverage, stuff like that. That was him trusting the receiver to go down with it. And that's like a sort of chemistry I see, because I remember Dustin telling me like, Devontae's like, the Raiders do not expect, you said something about like how the Raiders, didn't bring me in here just to like not go double coverage or single coverage all game. You know what I'm saying?
What you said is why did they throw it to him down the field like that in double coverage? And I said, Devontae said he didn't come here to just challenge people in single coverage, and if that was the case, then he was brought here for the wrong reason.
Exactly, yeah. And that's the thing. I respect him that even though they weren't completions or kind of things like that, I like a quarterback that like takes a gamble or trusts his receiver to do something with the ball. Other than Jimmy would more be conservative, looking, check downs, making a receiver to do some sort of play for him. I think like Aiden just shows like I feel like there like I said, it's just game one. I'm not gonna sit here and put high stats on him or stuff like that because who knows if I don't to be honest, if Jimmy's ready, I don't think Josh is gonna start Aiden next week if Jimmy's playing 100%.
He could be not, but I'm just saying I just don't see the.
I think there's just a lot of improvement, and I think Jimmy's gonna only be here for this year, and I think they'll move on from him. If I'm being honest, because from what I'm seeing, I think the restructure was already good enough.
Be like,
the best I see
from Jimmy, it's gonna be like 2021 again.
The best I see from Jimmy is that this guy lasts here for a year, or he stays here for another year, but mid-season he's cut or before the season starts. In my opinion.
Well, the thing.
I mean, let's be real. Let's be real, dude. There's about 4 or 5 quarterbacks that can come out here and change some shit next year, from Washington to Oregon to fucking USC.
If there was a walk-on for the Raiders,
there's multiple schools. So
if there was a walk-on for the Raiders, and any receiver from college goes up against Jimmy G, 9 times out of 10, Jimmy G is getting it.
Yeah, and I've said you go add one of those players to this roster, that'll change the whole outcome of this whole team just by a quarterback.
And that's why I'm saying I wouldn't we don't need Jimmy at this point. Like, put it this way: let's say if we find out what Aiden is. Say Aiden isn't the guy. Let's just say hypothetically, Aiden isn't the guy. Then we go and draft a guy like a Bo Nix or something in next year's draft, and then you keep Aiden as the backup. And then you have and then you end up with a really good quarterback room that's super fucking cheap, which allows you to continue to build the fucking defense. Like,
what's the potential of Aiden probably being something later on, and then trade him?
Exactly, and then trade him. Yeah, and they've done this same shit at the fucking Patriots for fucking years. They did it with Matt Castle.
They did it with Jimmy G. They did it with fucking Brissett. They did it with multiple people.
Exactly, and that's why people like play Josh McDaniels and Zeke. I'm like, what the fuck for? It's year 2 of a rebuild. Year 2, and you can almost wipe out year 1 because they still had so many of Gruden guys in year 1 because they had to see what they had first. You got to remember, we hired Josh McDaniels and Zeke in February of the offseason. Like, the offseason was almost finished by the time we hired them. So they've only had one real offseason, which was the one we just had. They even had if people forget shit. I swear it's like, memory of a goldfish. I found the castle. Yeah, I found the castle. Like, people forget we fired Marcel Reese and all that scouting stuff this year from Gruden's fucking regime. So in other words, when we drafted Parham and that whole draft class, that was all fucking Gruden scouts. So really, Ziegler's only drafted one of his own draft classes fully, which was this year with Tyree and stuff. That the scouting report
Tyree's gonna come on, man, and prove people wrong.
Yeah, he is. He was already looking better against the Chargers, in my opinion. He got a few more pressures. He looked a bit better trying to steal the edge. Still got work to do, but he looked better than he did previously. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, people don't want to give shit time. They think they just expect instant results. Like, it just doesn't work. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't work like that.
I mean, I remember hearing Raider fans in Gruden's era saying that their draft classes were bullshit. They didn't hit on nobody, blah, blah, waste all those first-round picks. Like I said, these guys haven't done that. I've said even in these games where we want to bash them or not, who's put him in the right spot to have a chance to win. He's done everything that he can do as a coach. I mean, the players got to play the game too, man.
Yeah,
the coaches are calling plays. They're the ones playing the game, man.
And then I keep saying this over and over again when I'm debating people, no idea, wherever the fuck else. A coach can only do so much. A coach can only tell you the play, show you how to run the play, but at the end of the day, the player has to actually run and execute the motherfucking play. And it doesn't matter what sport you play.
That's why they get paid millions.
Exactly. And I feel like, don't get me wrong, you can be a fan and watch the game and still understand everything. But then if like Dustin's played NFL, I played other sports. Might not be the same sport, but there's certain things that kind of like no matter what sport you're playing, it kind of crosses over because it's that whole execution of the play thing, which is like any sport you have stuff you got to do, like your assignments or whatever. So it doesn't really matter what sport you're playing. Your assignment is your assignment for that sport or whatever position you're playing for that sport. And at the end of the day, there's only so much the coach can tell you. After that, it's up to you to fucking go out there and fucking do it. Like,
it isn't fucking high school and college football anymore. It's fucking big boy football, you know. So
exactly.
I've always said the only way that you can win as a team is to hold everybody accountable. It's just like when Carr got over to the Saints and he was in practice and he was telling the players over there like, hey, it's all good. It was my fault. Michael Thomas called him out right away and said, no, you're not going to do that here, bro. Like, if the guy is fucking wrong, he's going to take responsibility for being wrong. And that just takes accountability for each individual person of playing the game. That's how it's supposed to be. So when we're just sitting here putting blame to just one guy or the other, we're just looking past like every other major thing like it doesn't exist, and that's not true.
Yeah, we can't do that. Like, don't get me wrong. There's probably, there is times when you can hold a coach accountable for certain things. Like with Gruden, you can because Gruden had Mayock was a puppet GM, so you can blame Gruden for certain things with certain draft picks and shit because he was responsible for that. You get what I'm saying?
The thing that I have an issue with is, I said I go live before the game. Literally talk about how people will blame Josh McDaniels for the outcome of this if Aiden or so on. I literally talk about the whole deal.
Thanks,
literally talk about that the realistic of a rookie QB at starting position is average about 185 fucking yards as a quarterback. So it's not like he's going to have hella crazy high yardage or all these touchdowns. Like, people don't look at the history of the game and then add that to where our player is. You can't just act like it doesn't exist. That's shit my woman does. My woman acts like shit in the past never exists before today. That's not how life buds work, man. I don't know how all you fucking brain dead ass motherfuckers get like that, but that's not how the world works. It doesn't work like that, dude. Like, I literally said Aiden was going to have flaws. He was going to have issues, that he was going to probably falter in big game deals, that he probably was going to get handed in the first half, probably come back in the second half more consistent. See, I'm not sitting here having delusional thoughts about my coach and my team because I literally talked about that shit before the motherfucking game. So I already knew that this was a possibility that was going to motherfucking happen. See, I'm not like all these other motherfuckers out here that wait till the game's over and is like, oh my God, I'm fucking blown away. You guys, that's why you guys go watch your other fucking channels, dude. Like, go to your other fucking channels, go listen to that bullshit. I don't care. I don't fucking do that. I literally said it. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm fucking shocked about how our team played and, oh, dudes need to go places. No, you motherfuckers need to go somewhere because you ain't educated on the fucking game. That's what needs to happen. Motherfuckers like that need to get the hell up on out of here so then we don't have that shit in our fucking chats or conversations or YouTubes, because that's where the problem is. That's where that problem lies, is not being educated on it. And then, again, comes back to just hatred and fucking you not liking an individual. It's not how you build teams, man. Never has been, never will be. So I just feel like we want so much out of all these guys all at one time. Like you're just gonna wave a fucking wand, dude, and shit's just gonna change. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. It hasn't ever worked like that, dude. Fucking, it takes a process, dude. And if they're not the process, then fine, whatever. But by your fucking just hate on the individual doesn't mean they're not credible to be in there. You can be delusional as all you want. You can be as delusional all you want. It doesn't take away that Josh put the motherfucking team in the position to win or tie the fucking game in the Steelers and Chargers game. You can look past it all you want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that he was there. So, and again, with all the turmoil, all the shit that happened with those players, all the fucking deals going, he still was there. If Josh was such a shitty coach, They wouldn't even have been close to being there. That shit would have been
Yeah,
over, dude. When Mac was all over that shit at fucking 5, 6 sacks, fucking this guy, 7 sacks on this guy. It'd have been a blowout. So you guys just don't like man. Again, it's not even worth debating anymore. It gets pathetic that we sit here and have these conversations with our own fans. It just gets old, man. I'll just be honest. I just
would have
get
been a
fucking irritated.
If Herbert's hand wasn't injured.
Yeah, and at one point it was considered a blowout, and they still came back and fucking damn near got in there. You know, at one point they were fucking smoking our ass, and then fucking A&M started making their way fucking back. Damn right, they started making their fucking way back, and again made it all the way back down to the fucking 5-yard line, damn near right to the 5-yard line. They throw that pass to fucking make a touchdown, or throw it away and run it in the next. However you want to look, you got 4 fucking downs there, and that's on Aiden. It's on fucking Aiden. It's just like I said about Jimmy.
You know what I'll say about that
last
play
week?
too,
It's on
Dustin?
Jimmy.
It looked to me like Jacoby Myers didn't get the play call or something like that. Because did you guys see how he didn't turn around?
Yeah, but Aiden shouldn't have thrown the ball to a player that's not even looking off, or not only that, Aiden shouldn't have thrown the ball when he looks over there and there's 4 motherfuckers right on one dude. Like that, you don't wear it. Why? These are the things that are like mind blowing to me. It's like, for instance, that kind of comment, like for how you say like him not turning around. That's the least of my fucking worry about him not turning around. Where my worry is that one, where you say he ain't turning around, but again, there's 4 fucking dudes, defensive players right there. What the hell are you even thinking? Like again, I say sometimes I feel like the NFL is rigged, or they have this type of shit. No quarterback would have thrown that play into that 4 dudes right there. Like, I don't care what the hell anybody wants to make up an excuse for, Josh calling the play. That I don't give a fuck. Hey, no quarterback should have thrown that goddamn ball with the player's back turned to him, and let alone 4 dudes pressing on the motherfucking line like that. Hell no.
I noticed that the second, I bet you if that was like, say, Brady or like an experienced quarterback, the second they see 4 defenders in that corner, they're going to immediately scan to the other side, because if you got 4 dudes on that side, it means you're going to have less on the other side.
Dude, if that was Mahomes, dude, he probably would have started out to the right, seen that, and then just bootleg right back around and went the opposite way, because everybody was all committing to that fucking side of the field to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like,
and again, that's why Josh said. That's why Josh just laughed. I mean, Josh laughed. Josh said, "Fuck, dude." The second that he fucking just looked straight at the fucking ground. I mean, what the fuck is he supposed to fucking do? Like he is like fucking dipshit. Fucking literally just fucking. I did the same thing right in the chat, dude. Like I said in the Discord. I mean, I'm not faulting. Okay, I've said it. I ain't faulting that motherfucker for somebody else's stupidity, dude. Like, you can't fucking do that. And I get it. We're in 2020, dude. Like, I fucking get it. But I'm not like that, and I'll never fucking do that, dude. And people need to be held accountable. There's 11 motherfucking offensive players, 11 defensive players on the field at a time, and those players should be held accountable. And that's straight fucking facts. Don't like it? Oh, fucking well. Go watch Pee Wee football or go hate on something else. Like, it just gets to a point, dude, like I said, it just gets to a point it just becomes old. It becomes old as hell, and we're not even pointing out the real fucking mistakes, and we're not talking about the real fucking mistakes, dude. Like, we just want it wasn't Carr, now it's Josh. You see how this shit works, dude? Fucking man got Carr here to hate on, now you're gonna just hate on the coach, dude. Like, and it doesn't matter what coach it goes. You know, I think Fernando asked here in the fucking chat here a minute ago about who, if we were to fire Josh right now, who would we get? Well, guess what? The reality of it is we wouldn't have any fucking coach this year. It would be intern. It would be intern. So it'd be somebody on our squad right fucking now. They would get promoted up for the fucking head coach. You don't hire out coaches when the season started. When it started, that's that, dude. Like, it's gonna be fucking somebody on this squad. And then getting out to the end of this fucking year, guess what? We're going to probably end up hiring motherfucker like over here in Arizona or something like that. It's going to be a fucking up-and-coming offensive or defensive coach, because there ain't really no proven coaches out there looking at head fucking jobs unless we can get Dan Quinn away from the fucking Cowboys and have him come here and just resurrect the defense and everything through him. I mean, I would not count that out. But again, that would probably be about the only guy in my personal opinion, that's out there in the NFL right now that can probably come and change your fucking team like that. Otherwise, you're going with a guy that's never been in the NFL, so he's going to be in college probably. Then you're going to bring that guy here, and you're going to expect fucking probably just like Matt Rule. That shit, you seen how that worked in Carolina.
Yeah, either that or some
You know?
OC that's up and coming for a head coaching position. That's
Yeah, and Harbaugh ain't fucking coming here. He already had his chance. He already dicked him and fucking went with Josh. That fool ain't giving up his job down there and be like, fuck you guys, unless he's outcasted in Michigan. I don't see that fucking happening. So, like I said, I mean, the reality of it is you're either playing with somebody on your team, which that's 100% what's going to happen this year, and then outside of that, like I said, it's slim pickings right now, man. That's basically what I would say. Like I said, if I can get Dan Quinn, I'd probably think about it.
Yeah, if we like gave up on McDaniels midway through the season or at the end of the season, my top guy like on offense, like because I would hope we keep Ziegler, would be to get Shane Waldron from Seattle, the offensive coordinator. But if we pick defense, like I know Dan Quinn like would technically be like McDaniels and Gruden, like he's already been a head coach and he's no longer head coach.
The other one I can think of.
The difference is like to me personally, I think like Dan Quinn's been to a Super Bowl and he could have blown out the freaking Patriots if his offense just didn't freaking Matt Ryan like remembered how to play offense in the second half. Like and
that was Kyle Shanahan's offense.
I feel like yeah, and I feel like Dan Quinn would immediately fix our culture on the defensive side of the ball because that dude fixed the Dallas Cowboys. And if I'm going to be honest, I trust Dan Quinn a lot more than freaking McCarthy when it comes to team building.
Yeah, so like I'm just saying if we can't get like a Dan Quinn, like an actual guy that has like head coaching experience, and like you were saying about an offensive coordinator maybe at the end of the season. There's guys like like the Eagles offensive coordinator Brian Johnson, and there's Ben whatever his name is from the Lions, and then you got Dorsey from the Bills. Like up and coming guys. That would be our only other option at this point, which is like in the same boat as Josh, where they've been OCs, like proven OCs, but they're not proven as a head coach yet. So
yeah, that's why I'm saying I'm going after Dan Quinn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dan Quinn's probably the only one that's like been a actual head coach before that I can think of right now.
Came from the Legend of Boom, dude, which damn near created it. Then fucking went on to Atlanta, made them a pretty good team for a few years. I learned slouch, like I said, got them to a Super Bowl and everything. Kyle Shanahan's offense stagnated out. Dan Quinn's defense couldn't fucking stop the offense at that point. That was the turmoil. But fast forward, put him in the Cowboys, where the Cowboys were a shitty-ass fucking team, couldn't win shit. This guy gets put over there. That whole defense makes massive fucking overall change. And then now they're one of the best in all fucking football in just a matter of years, just a few years.
Exactly. That's why I totally agree with that one, because that's where we need help the most is defense.
Dude, our defense is so trash. I think you can have a mediocre offense with a good defense, and we'd be just fine.
But, yeah, well, the Jags and that did that before they got their quarterbacks. Like before the Jags got Trevor Lawrence, their offense was mediocre, but their defense was already starting to get pretty good. So that's how most franchises rebuild their franchise. They start with the defensive side of the ball first, and then later on they draft their franchise quarterback once the rest of the team is set.
I mean, if you're Dan Quinn, coming from the Cowboys to here, got an early draft pick, could trade off some players and get even more draft picks. He can get a quarterback and fucking defensive player, kind of like fucking what's his name just did in the Texans, fucking
DeMeco Ryans. Yeah,
He
and
hasn't been
that's my thing though. Anyone that says like don't get a defensive minded head coach because if you give him like a top QB, D'Amico Ryans is doing just fine with CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud is statistically the greatest rookie quarterback. He still hasn't
That's ever played the game so far.
He still hasn't thrown an interception. The most pass attempts without an interception. So some coaches, even though they're on the other side of the ball, it's not maybe like they prefer one side of the ball, but they know how to coach the other side of the ball. Like I call it out a lot of times. Like you see how many times this season so far, McDaniels has to call a freaking timeout to adjust our defense because Graham freaking puts our players out of freaking position.
Like I said, I mean, if we were going to move off and I was just going to get to pick my player for the Raiders as the coach, like I've already said, I mean, unless it's Gruden again, like I would take Gruden right now, right again in a heartbeat. I would take Gruden right now. I would take Gruden right now, not a fucking doubt in my mind. I mean,
same here.
Yeah, Gruden's already been here and shown that his shit works, regardless of how anybody wants to view him or not. His fucking team works, dude. People respect him, dude. He gets loyalty from the players and respect from the players. Like, I would take Gruden first, 100%. But if Gruden's not an option, I would go after Dan Quinn. Like, that's easily what I would do. So it's either one of those two. Salute we the people. Appreciate you, bro. But that's what I would do because I think those are the only two guys out there, in my personal opinion, that can fucking actually make something happen. And that's why I said I want to get rid of Ziegler. I would keep Ziegler here, fucking either bring Dan or fucking John, and tell John, like, you don't get full control this time around, bro. You can have the head coach, you can help in the draft, things of those factors, but you don't get the whole deal. Ziegler's going to run that part of it because Ziegler has made great fucking contracts and good fucking choices on cuts. Dude, I've said it, every single one of Ziegler's cuts have yet to produce anywhere in the NFL. So you can't just look past that shit, dude. That shit matters, dude, including Carr. So you can't look off of those type of deals. And he sees things before other people see that shit, dude. I've said it. It's just like Pete Carroll with Russell Wilson, dude. He's seen that shit before they had a fucking straight fallout. When not getting nothing out of it, this fool got double fucking first round picks and shit. You know what I mean? So I don't think Ziegler should be ousted at all. If people have an issue with Josh and it's always going to be like a fucking Josh and, Carr type fucking relationship, then like I said, I would have no issue to go to Quinn or fucking Gruden, but I'm not going off of, listen, I'm not moving off of Josh McDaniels for anybody else. Like, literally, like, I've said it. Josh McDaniels has more NFL experience in fucking big game moments than anybody in this game at the moment. And you can't take away from that shit. And I've said it, like, his deal is Tom Brady. Tom Brady has been there. But, and again, I've said, Brady left the Patriots and went to fucking Tampa Bay in 1 year, got Bruce Arians set up into retirement in the fucking box. Josh McDaniels was with them for fucking like 15 years. Like, if Gruden or if Brady didn't like what McDaniels was doing, he would not have fucking had him there as the OC, dude. Like, he easily would not have happened. So obviously, if McDaniels paired with the right quarterback, they're gonna fucking win, and that's all they did do is win. You can't take that shit away. Now, just because McDaniels can't go out and just make any quarterback be the next greatest quarterback good, a lot of coaches can't do that either. Like, a lot of coaches can't do that either. So it's not just on one. It's on a lot, So, again, Aiden just got thrown out there. I don't know if Aiden would have got to sit for a year, if he would have came in the next year, if he would be that much further ahead. But we don't get to see that now because he got to play right now. So, like I said, I'm not moving off the Josh McDaniels unless it's either somebody of those calibers, because I think you guys are crazy as fuck to even think that you can find somebody else. Like, I just think it's crazy in my opinion, man. So, salute, James. I mean, I get it. It's easy to say fire. I get it, but it's not easy to find coaches, and it's not easy to find good coaches that can come in there and change all that shit. Like, we're not just going to get a goofy on our team every day. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's facts. Bill hasn't fixed Mac Jones. That team's falling apart over there. I've said it was just a collaborative Bill and Josh together. I feel like is why that success lasted so long, dude. Like, fuck, bring Bill over here to the Raiders, put him on the defensive side, and see if Josh and Bill don't fucking go kill it again. Like, that's the thing is like sometimes you need one with the other, man, and it just shows that without either of them, without one or the other, this is the thing though. See, Bill has the offensive side of the ball. They went and got Bill O'Brien, dude, and he ain't no slouch play caller. So for him to be able to come over in there and have that and then not have success, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I think that's more on Bill, way more on Bill. Salute, Ben.
Not only
Appreciate you,
that,
bro.
but Mac Jones has experience with Bill O'Brien. Like he knows Bill O'Brien, so that's a weird thing too. That a guy
Yeah.
that you know can't help you out.
Dude, you're talking about what if they get blown out like fucking, what was it, 40-3?
Against
38-3.
38-3? Yeah, crazy, dude. They got their ass beat. And then Bill's like, "Oh, we're gonna roll with Max. He's our starter. The whole deal. He's just gotta learn, you know. Like, man, you guys got toasted over there, bro. Like Zeke couldn't do shit either. Like they got toasted, man.
And that's another thing. Now, like a lot of Patriots fans are like thinking Bill should retire at this point because
If I was him, I would before you start ruining your record and your career. I would
not
100%.
only that, but you're also ruining your legacy because now everyone's saying that it was Brady, like it wasn't you or anything. Or like,
Well, we all know it's Brady. It proved that when he went to Tampa Bay. He has done nothing without fucking Brady. So Bill is going to get fired at the end of the year if he doesn't make the playoffs. So you better start making off-season plans for, golfing and fishing and all that shit.
yeah. So it's basically like, I don't know if it's just ego.
Yeah,
or
but you want to know the ironic thing to that? Is Bill Belichick going to walk down and give himself a fucking slip to fire himself? Because he's the fucking GM of the team, too. So how's he going to...
Robert Kraft is going to be like, "Hey, bro, thank you for your 6 Super Bowls and all those..."
That's what they're going to have to tell him.
But when Tom Brady left, you have done nothing. So, thank you
I
for your
remember when the
service, but you
press
gotta go.
conference was like, Bill got pissed when the press like asked him like, "Hey, like after like Brady left, like and stuff like that, like how do you think that you can still like make the team like good and stuff, right?" And then he said like, "I think I have like a 20-year resume that can help that out." And then I'm over here like, "Yeah, you got a 20-year resume, but you also got like a 5-year resume that shows without Brady, you're kind of just nothing. Like you're struggling. Like you only got 10 wins once without Brady, and that was with McDaniels still there. And then when McDaniels left, like the whole team fell apart."
I feel like that's how it works a lot of places. I mean, for Philadelphia to lose offense and defensive coordinator and to still be where they're at right now, I mean, that just shows for where they're at as an organization. Like most organizations that lose those critical of a position, not just on one side, but both sides, like that shit is fucking... Oh, fuck on, James. That shit about fucking made my ears tingled, bro. I'm not even lying, bro. My ears were tingling. But fucking, but that's why I say, like, Philadelphia should get credit on where they're at as a team because they're actually doing pretty well. I mean, look, dude, I mean, there's all kind of people that moved around. Keelan Moore went to the Chargers, dude. I mean, he fucking made that team obviously way better offensively, but he can do shit against us, just like he couldn't do shit against us when he was with the Cowboys. So,
Again,
I don't know. I think it's just certain.
Gilbert had a broken hand.
And then look at it. How do you say that dude's name? Bieniemy, or however you say that dude's name.
Oh, Eric Bieniemy?
Yeah, Bieniemy. That dude over there fucking damn near fucking beat Philadelphia, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, that shit's crazy as hell, dude. Like, they fucking went in. Didn't they go into overtime in that game? They went into overtime in that game?
Yeah,
a lot of people are predicting that once this year's over, Rivera's going to get fired and Bieniemy's going to be the head coach.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, look at Goofy, dude. He went over there to the fucking Dolphins, and I mean, he fucking changed that whole shit around.
Oh, is
You
that
know
what
what I
you
mean? Like,
said, Goofy? I was like, why does he keep saying Goofy? And I was
Like,
like,
he
oh,
looks
yeah,
like Goofy.
yeah, he looks like fucking Goofy over there. Fucking But
Bro, you
that
know
fucking guy.
they showed a video of him when he was a teenager, and in the early 2000s, and I'm like, oh, this dude was definitely like an Eminem stan. Like, bro looked exactly like Eminem, and I'm like, this guy's basically just a diehard Slim Shady Vanilla Ice fan.
The shit that I can't get over, is like a guy like him leaves the Niners, goes to the Dolphins, fucking next thing you know, he switches that whole team around in 1 year. Then you've got to remember Flores was looking to get rid of Tui, fucking wanted to get rid of all kinds. Like, he wanted to ship that whole team around. Then a year later, this motherfucker snaps up Vic Fangio. You know what we do? We get a pee-wee football defensive coordinator. Like, literally. Like, fucking Graham is probably like, he is the basic fucking defensive coordinator in the whole NFL. Guarantee it, dude. Like, you go the Green Bay dude over here with Watson and Dobbs, dude, and fucking and Love, they're probably gonna torch up on us over here, dude. Like, I hate that shit, dude. Like, you can't even. These guys are fast moving players, dude. Like Graham, I mean, I don't know. I don't think Graham. Again, I get it that we did get the stops at a chance, but I still don't think Graham called a good defense. But he's gonna get more of the weight lifted off of them just because they even throwing that interception at the end of the game. So,
like, I normally don't call out. I let
Bogus
Dustin
gets
do
pushed
that.
over.
I normally don't call out people. I usually let Dustin do that. But Scout, you gotta stop with this friggin' propaganda. Our defense still sucks. Like, everyone now, chat sports, like everyone's like, oh, the defense been playing good. Trayvon Moore, like, look at the stats. And I'm like, I'm looking at the stats, man, but I'm also looking at the offenses we played against. And I'm gonna say it a million times. Herbert's hand is fractured. It's literally fractured. And the Steelers have Matt Canada. The Pittsburgh Steelers hate him. The fans hate him because his play calling is basically like,
stats.
Denver wasn't doing shit, and then look at the Bills. The Bills carved us up. They carved up Miami. They went out there. They fucking smoked on them, bro. Smoked the fucking pack on them.
That's facts. So I'm gonna say this, guys. I'm gonna say this to like nip this argument in the bud. Our best unit is our special teams unit. That's our best unit on this team.
Man, they were pretty good. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, we can agree with that. We can all agree with that.
We probably have the best special teams unit in the NFL. I'll say that. Like, it's very, very good. Our defense is mediocre. Our offense is probably even worse. I mean, but
hell yeah, and there's not a quarterback we can go get right now that'll change that either. That's the only sad part, dude. Like,
none.
I don't know, man. I'd almost advocate to go get Gardner Minshew or something that can fucking run around and still throw the ball. Like, fuck, send Kirk Cousins over here. I'll take Kirk Cousins. They want to trade off that motherfucker over there. Send him over here, dude.
I think Vikings are going to make a mistake getting rid of Cousins because they're not in a position for, like, I mean, wait, they've been losing every game, but I don't know. Like, you're going to have to hope that you can land, like, I think the top quarterbacks in your draft because Cousins been, like, killing it ever since he's been in Minnesota. And I get
I ain't going to lie. Just give me a quarterback that can fucking make reasonable plays. I mean, I bet Cousins will probably get us wins, dude. Like, he has a good deep ball arm, dude. Like, I mean, look, he's been on average teams and been good. And not only that, like, the Vikings have been great, dude. They've even lost by just last-minute games, dude. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
Vikings are just, like, they're just unlucky. They're always unlucky.
If we're talking about Jimmy or Kirk Cousins, I'm taking Kurt all day long. Like, not even...
Who's the dude that won the Super Bowl for the Eagles? The fucking backup. I'll take that one.
Nick Foles. Fuck that.
I'll take Nick Foles right now. Fuck. Why?
He'll slide off his fucking cement feet over there. He'll get murdered.
I think we need a mobile quarterback. Like, if we're just wanting, like, a quarterback, like, right now.
Yeah, but that's my point. Like, that we just got to face it that we should just tank out the year. Like, that's what we have to accept already.
Yeah, we're going to do that anyway, so I'm not worried about it.
Like, we're already, like, agreeing that there's no way we're going to beat Green Bay. We're going to start 1-4.
We haven't beaten Green Bay since 1987. The next four opponents. So we haven't beaten Green Bay since 87. We've only beaten the Bears. The Patriots once in 20 years.
Exactly how we started
last year. I wasn't even born yet.
And I feel
you know what I'm saying, Al?
Heck, I think wait, you said 1987?
1987 is the last time we beat the Packers. I was 10 years old. I didn't know what the fuck the Raiders were in '87.
My
Fuck,
mother
Coach,
didn't
I
get
didn't know you were that old.
Bro, I'm 46. I'm an old motherfucker, man.
My mother was only 7
And I
years
feel
old.
like I'm 66 for real though.
Yeah, that's why I say if you gotta accept reality. It's like you gotta accept reality. Jimmy's garbage.
And I feel like
Fucking Aiden,
McDaniels needs to look.
Aiden's gonna take time, and
I
then
feel like McDaniel, Ziegler, and Mark got to look in the mirror. Like when we start 1-4 the exact same way as last year, we got to tank like right now. Because the
yeah,
Bears
well,
have
that's the
first three
thing.
quarters.
Because what's your option? Who are you gonna trade for in the NFL at quarterback? That's a good quarterback.
Nobody.
Yeah,
Nobody.
exactly. I mean, you can probably get a guy like Minshew or not, but I don't think he's going to make a change. So you just be wasting draft picks. And then I don't think there's a quarterback out there like I said,
That's
if
what
they
I'm
were able to
saying,
do
like-
Kurt, but
So
what would he have to
what-
trade for Kurt? So then it's like we're
guys.
not there with Kurt. Our offensive line obviously
Question.
got destroyed by Mac. So
Question for the panel. So let's say, obviously, I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be a naysayer, but I do think we lose to the Packers because that's going to be an away game for us. It's going to be green and yellow. And let's say we continue to lose. At what point do you start having a yard sale? If you do start having a yard sale,
well, you better do it by week 8 because that's
Yeah,
when
when
we're
is
gonna
the
do it.
trading
You're
deadline?
gonna have to
So
trade.
by
Like I'd be
November.
willing to do
Yeah.
it too. Trade Jacobs, trade Renfro. If Adams doesn't like it, you're gonna have to trade him. But because I don't care, to be honest, because we're losing with or without.
I would trade all of them, dude, and go
Adams
into
right
this
now,
draft.
brother. We can't
I
keep
would
him
go-
next year. There's gonna be 40 million cap hit. You can't keep him next year. You
I
gotta
would
him.
trade all of them if you're asking me, man.
Yeah,
Like, and
trade
I've
Adams,
already
trade
spoke
Jacobs.
on it.
Because you want to know what
Nah,
I'm
hell
tired
no.
of? You know what I'm
Hell
tired of this
fucking
franchise
no.
doing? I'm tired of us.
Why would I?
keeping
I'm not
players-
trading Crosby, Nate
ti-
Hobbs, dude. I'm not trading any
No,
of them
not
like
those
that.
guys. I'm talking about Jacobs and Adams. You can
Yeah,
trade that.
Yeah, I would
trade
trade.
Renfro.
I would
Dude,
trade Adams,
I'm tired
Jacobs,
of us-
fucking. I would
I'm
trade
tired of us,
Jimmy,
like,
dude. I'd trade
keeping-
fucking. I would
I'm
trade
tired of
just about
us,
any
like-
guy over there that's got a high hit easily.
I'm tired of us keeping like big name players. Like when it comes to like on the offensive side of the ball, we keep all the big name players. We do this all the time. We keep all the big name players, and then the side that's struggling, we get rid of them or we trade them instead of like keeping those guys there and then try to just trade the big names on the offensive. It doesn't matter who's on the offense at this point. Like the offense is either going to be hit or miss or it's going to be great. Like the
I've
defense
said,
is never
like,
hit
dude,
or
if
miss.
you have Mayer, Jacoby, fucking Tucker, I'd get rid of Renfro, so I wouldn't even have Renfro there. Devontae will be gone out of there. So I mean, if you kept Carter, Tucker, Jacoby as your 3, and then you got Wilkerson still sitting on the bench, and then you're telling me that we can go into this upcoming draft and end up with somebody like Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, fucking what's his name from Washington, fucking
Michael Penix.
fucking, and oh man, what the hell's the other dude's name? Fucking
From what?
there's like 2 other guys there, dude. There's a guy that's from a low school right now. He's really good quarterback, dude. He's probably got some of the best stats in there. The only problem is he's just from a lower school, so people ain't gonna see him, notice him as much. But long story short is that you got some really good fucking players here right now that can literally change your whole squad. Like, people keep sitting here thinking like, oh, you have to go change the offensive line. And no, you don't. No, the fuck you don't. You put dudes in there like fucking Caleb or somebody like dude from Washington. I don't know. Bo Nix can run, but I don't know if he can run like that. But you get somebody that got run skill, dude, that can get up out of the pocket and make those dudes vulnerable, man, then they're not going to be as good. And not only that, can throw on the run, shit like that. Like I said, I would fire sell the team. I'm dead ass serious, and I don't care if they don't like it, they can quit watching. I don't care.
How many times a successful team just said, you know what, just get rid of all. That's literally what the Texans did, and what the Cardinals literally did. Get rid of all the players. Just get rid of everyone. We're gonna start literally from scratch. We're not gonna put Band-Aids on a freaking wound that was there because of freaking grenade.
Yeah, I've been saying that the whole time. Did I not, Al? I said rip off the fucking stitches, clean that motherfucker out, fucking make sure you
Facts.
re-heal that bitch from the start. I said enough of this Band-Aid bullshit. I said that last year.
No doubt. Yeah, no,
It's getting so tiring. It's like, what's the saying? Doing the same thing over and over again is the
The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. And we've been doing that shit for 20 fucking years and ain't worked yet.
Yeah, and it's cool that you can have big names like Devontae and Josh and all them, but if you're getting 0 wins, what good's those names? And then that's the thing. That's where you have to make the crucial decision. Like, if you fire sale your whole team, get back your draft cap, I would, because otherwise you're not going to get draft capital back on your players. You're not going to get your return. So if it was me, I'd most definitely be advocating to get my return back on the players while they're still young, still have, I mean, let's be real. If Josh doesn't see us winning this year, and I mean Josh Jacobs, and let's just say Josh starts picking up his game, he doesn't see us winning this year or next, he's not going to re-sign with us in the offseason. We'll have to re-tag him again and then go through this whole bullshit all over again.
He's
like
not going to resign. He's going to go to a different team. He's going to be like these guys.
So might as well just trade that fucker and get what we can.
I wanted. The fan base hates me. Like, why do I want to come back?
Yeah, and I think, like I said, if you're sitting there going like, hey, we can go get Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is good, bro. I mean, there's no doubt that defense is fucking stout as fuck, man. And like I said, like, we've all sat here and have talked, dude. Like, we've had some of the best offensive coaches on our team, and we've had fucking okay seasons, but nothing at all. Like, why don't we just go get a defensive-minded coach, let him fucking run shit, and then let's see if we can start shutting down motherfuckers.
Like, not like a Jack Del Rio where he's only there because he was under great head coaches and that. I'm talking about guys like Dan Quinn or Brian Flores, like Vic Fangio, that actually, like, earned it because they created defenses. They created freaking teams.
And I mean, Josh can go look for another job. He'll get hired again, dude, for an OC. I mean, hell, stay here as an OC. Just fucking don't be the head coach. Like, let Dan Quinn come in and get rid of Patrick Graham's sorry ass and then put in a real fucking
Dan Quinn ain't keeping Josh McDaniel.
I get that. He's not going to, but my point is,
he's not going to want to stay here as an OC.
He won't. He ain't. We already know that, but I'm just saying if he reverted just to the OC, I probably wouldn't have an issue with it because Quinn will put the team in place where it needs to be, and he's already had the experience before and been successful at it. So, like I said, it's going to be hard when you got to go back out, go find another offensive coordinator. And don't get me wrong, Quinn can probably do it. He has the experience. He knows people. So, and again, maybe we need somebody we don't know. You know, like that shit we probably need is people we don't know that they know so they can do their thing, you know. The thing is like I said, I don't want to get rid of Josh because I like him. I think if he had the right players and if he had a quarterback, we would, like I said, if he had a quarterback, we'd be 3-1 right now. I don't think that's all. It's all on him, not at all. I mean, fucking defense plays poor as fuck in all kinds of moments, dude. We played lesser teams. I've said the Bills showed you right where that team was, dude. Like, we got schooled on. And then you think about it, if the Dolphins come up and play us, dude, they're going to fucking stretch us with Waddle and Hill, dude. Like, they're going to stretch us the same way that they did the fucking Broncos. And it's just things like that I didn't think is like, if we fire them this year, we have to go out you got to wait the whole year and then fire them because, again, you're just going to promote inside the building. I don't think there's anybody here going to be a head coach worth of shit. But again, maybe that's the smartest move. But then fucking we most definitely lose every game. But you know, Chicago's garbage, bro. So they're going to move off Justin Fields. Justin Fields
so much is that the reason why I say like we have to like win the trash competition is because the Bears have the first 2 picks. So if their plan works out, they can get Caleb and Marvin Harrison back to back.
Yeah, that'd be such trash.
Fuck, that would suck.
Yeah, that'd be trash as fuck. Caleb said he wanted to declare if he was going to go to.
That is a thing, though.
Like that.
I would laugh, though, if they did all that just for Caleb to say, I'd rather go back to college.
Yeah, but that's who I was thinking. Drake Mays. You have Drake Mays, dude. Like, he's a baller, too, man. Like,
But
like I said, man, there's a lot of players out there that are baller ass motherfuckers, dude. So, God, I wish I can remember the other kid. I don't think it's Hartman, dude. It's fucking.
you're not thinking Bo Nix, are you? Or Cameron Ward?
Nah, fucking.
Michael Penix?
No, this kid comes from a
No, we
low.
already said all those guys.
He comes from a low school. Comes from a small school, but he has some of the best numbers in college right now. Fucking.
Jefferson. Yeah, I think.
I'd have to see. What did you say his name?
No, I'm thinking the guy from Kansas. Oh, Arkansas, sorry, but no, it's not him.
Small school.
I think.
I thought maybe you were thinking of the guy from Arkansas. The guy from Arkansas is pretty good.
I don't think it was Hartman. It was somebody else, man.
You weren't thinking of Arkansas and KJ Jefferson? I mean, I know his numbers are pretty good last year.
No, it's not him. Fucking.
Both
like I said, he has probably some of the best numbers in football right now. He just said it comes from a small school. I got it written down in my house. I'll remember and tell you. But that's the whole thing is like, yeah, I've said it. Like, Aiden as a backup quarterback, there's nothing wrong with it, dude. And Jimmy can be let go after this year. Will we take a little bit of cap hit? Yeah, who gives a shit, though, dude? I mean, we're on the upcline of salary cap, so it'd be the smartest time to take cap hits is when we're climbing, not when we're done climbing, you know? So for me, like I said, and that's how we can end up. We can end up with fucking Caleb and fucking Marvin Harris. And I've said that, dude. Trade off Devontae, get up back our fucking first, dude. And I mean, we can most definitely end up with Caleb and Marvin Harris. So, and even if it ain't Caleb, it can be fucking numerous, but we can still probably get Marvin. And even outside of Marvin, there's still pretty good receivers out there. So I wouldn't be too worried about it. I would have traded Jimmy fucking when we got him, John. I would have fucking traded that motherfucker the second he stepped inside the fucking building. I'd have been like, well, sorry, man, we got bad news for you, but you're heading off to fucking San Francisco, man. See you later.
That's what I hated it so much that Herbert got injured. I wish Herbert didn't get injured, because I knew we were going to lose either way. Because then if he didn't get injured, the Chargers would have most likely dropped more than 30 on us or 40. So then that way we can just fire Graham quicker.
Like I said, I think I've said it hell of times, I think that they already have plans in place because you don't see Mark out there having talks with them right now. You know what I mean? Like they haven't had talks with them privately. Last year at this point they were already like, oh, come here, Josh, come into this room. We need to have a private conversation. Oh, what they're gonna fire him? No, they're firing Derek Carr, and that's probably what they're gonna when they go over there and have fucking private conversations. It's be like, yep, Patrick Graham's ass getting fired. Like somebody's ass is getting fired. Like, you're not going to go this year. Dude, I'm going to lose $1,000 on this bullshit. Like, straight up. But whatever. I don't give a fuck. But that's the whole problem, man, is like, the quarterback. It's a quarterback. I mean, come on. Why did Illuminor and fucking Colton all of a sudden just play like they didn't even know what they were doing? Like, that's the kind of shit makes me feel like football is fucking, like it's a fucking scam, dude. Because, one, Colt Millen been playing at Pro Bowl level against every single person that he's come across. Then he comes against Mac's ass that hasn't had a sack all year long. And then all of a sudden gets 6 sacks in one game.
Not only that, but Joey Bosa wasn't there, Derwin James, a lot of their players, it was a depleted defense.
And Illuminor was getting worked, bro. Like straight getting worked.
And he
took his game check yesterday.
Just put Munford in there,
if we don't go quarterback, maybe we
put 2 tackles in there at the same time, or double team Mac. You never double team Mac once.
Yeah. And another thing I'm gonna say though, if Aiden is like, say we do play Aiden a lot more, then he turns out to be the guy going forward. Then I'd definitely invest in a right tackle, man. Like in the draft, like seriously. I mean, we got one in Munford, but I mean like I don't know, or even go out in free agency and get a proven right tackle. Even if we have to pay him a big contract, I don't give a shit.
I'm not even gonna lie. If everybody's contracts are up, dude, I'd just let them all hit back free agency. I don't give a fuck. Like I would, I'd dead ass serious. I'd let them all hit back free agency and start all over because that's almost where the part it is. I think that's where we're gonna come down to is like, is this Josh's last year right here? Because I guarantee you, if we have a chance at Caleb Williams and then Josh is like, no, I don't want to get him, or like, no, hell no, they're gonna be like, we're gonna get a different coach. Because I keep saying this at the end of the day, Caleb Williams is the type of player that can put Raider fans back in Vegas. Like people will come see him if he starts out the way he can be. Like there's not a doubt about it. The problem is somebody doesn't want to go pay out $1,000 to go watch Jimmy fucking G. Like no one wants to see that. Oh, pretty boy, he can get bitches. Yeah, he can't throw a fucking ball. He can throw a nutsack, but he can't throw a fucking ball. You know. Like that's the things we gotta. What are we worried about? This fucking guy and his off field fucking pussy getting or fucking on field fucking playing football. Like that's the problem I keep looking at is I'm here for what he does on the field. I can care less what that motherfucker does off the field. I don't give a shit. I don't stalk him on Instagram. I don't even look that motherfucker up when the second we're even out of the game. So like I said, I just think like if you get a guy like Caleb, dude, and then you got some of these players here, he's gonna be electric to begin with, dude. So people are gonna come here and see him. And then if they start winning, they're even going to come more and more. And if Dan Quinn is the head coach, dude, where he can coach the defense and then put a offensive-minded coach here that can teach fucking someone like him, and then we don't have to listen to this narrative about, well, Josh, he can't coach a fucking dual passer, you know, fucking okay, sure, but whatever. I mean, like I said, dude, I feel like I don't even know. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with John. I'll trade Jimmy to the Jets.
Somebody. I mean, Bo Nix. If we get Bo Nix, people are gonna just bash that decision because they're gonna say like, we only got Bo because of Josh is a pocket passer or a quarterback or offensive coordinator. And I don't think so. I think Bo Nix is a badass quarterback, dude. I've been saying that since last fucking year. Yeah. So
we hope we get him. So then Eric hates the pick.
He would already hate it, bro. He's already hating it. But I don't know. Fuck. We got a lot to go off, a lot to work with, so.
Yeah. But that's why I say we have to, if it was up to me, I'm just saying if it was up to me, I'd just trade, like John's saying, I'd trade Jimmy to the Jets or some team that's like really needing a quarterback right now. I don't give a shit if they give us a 4th round pick because I don't care. But like, then to start Aiden the rest of the year, man, keep players to back up, fuck it. Roll with that, see what happens by the end of the year, and then make a decision at the end of the year. Do we go quarterback? Do we get DT? Do we get fucking corner in the 1st round? Like,
as much as I like Aiden or not, I think you don't have a choice but to go quarterback because I think at the end of the day,
I've been thinking that, and then you keep Aiden as a backup, but...
Yeah, it's going to come down to what's going to fill people in fucking Vegas.
In the city,
like, I think Vegas, that's what it's going to come down to, and that's why I think you trade Devontae, because that's why I think you trade Devontae and try to get another top 1st-round pick, because, again, if you can get Marvin Harris with fucking Caleb, or, look, you don't even got to do that. I've already said Jacoby is already playing really good football this year. So if you're telling me you got fucking Caleb and then fucking Jacoby and then you're going defense with that other pick in the 1st round, I'd be 100% for it as long as it's a corner. As long as it's a fucking cornerback or fucking or DT, something that has fucking that's gonna matter on our team, like something that's gonna matter.
I agree. And then the other thing I was going to say, if we're moving on, like if we get to that point, say it's week 6 or 7, which ain't that far off because that's like the trade deadline's like week 8, if I'm not mistaken. So say it gets week 6 or 7. If we're 1-7 6, 1-7, whatever the fuck it is. At that point, like you said, I'd trade JJ, I'd trade Devontae because they're not gonna want to stick around, man. Like I don't, they're in the prime of their, especially Devontae. Like they're in their prime of the career. They want Devontae wants to go and win the Super Bowl.
The only
Like,
dude
that's
that
what
I know that would want to stick around no matter what is
Max
Max,
Crosby.
because they even
Yeah.
asked him. They asked him, and he said, "I don't want to be traded."
But Max is the thing. You gotta understand, Max is younger than Devontae. Like he's
Like,
got
yeah,
time
even
to
though
stick
that,
around.
but that's the only guy I know, defense
And
or
he's-
offense, that
And he's the
doesn't
only
want
one
to-
making a presence out there defensively to begin
I
with. So
do
he'd be
think
dumb as
that's
hell to
defense,
trade
yeah.
him.
defense or
Exactly.
offense is the only guy that actually wants to be here, even if we're losing.
Yeah, he's a Raider. He's a true Raider. Gotta respect Max for that. But like I'm saying, like, because if we do trade both, then you go running back by committee. You like you said, we got Jacoby and whoever. I'd probably trade Renfro too. Like this, we might as well at that point because if we're gonna have a losing season, get as much draft capital as we can for this upcoming draft. So maybe we can even trade up and end up with get whatever we can for Devontae. Maybe he get a first round for him. Maybe a high second for JJ or something, or at least a decent second. And then maybe we can even package that other second or 2 seconds and end up with 3 first.
Yeah, like I say, I mean, if you do the draft right, you can rebuild your team pretty good, and I've seen it been done over the last few years by multiple teams, dude. I mean, multiple teams have rebuilt their teams in massive ways and end up with good ass shit.
Miami was one that I think it was Miami. Yeah, Miami. Jacksonville definitely done it. I know that for a fact when they drafted a lot of their defensive players. Yeah, you can do major things with that.
You have the Jets, you have the you have Cincinnati, you have multiple teams out there.
Like people that are
the Lions,
here's
exactly.
the biggest problem with the biggest complaint is if we trade Adams, we deal with the cap hit. When the Lions traded Stafford, you know how big their cap hit was during that trade? And look where they are now. All from that Stafford trade. Like they had what, 60 million in cap hit?
Yeah, something like that. But the other thing you got to keep in mind, if the cap hit, we would take it. Like say we trade it now, we take that cap hit this year. And then it depends on the contract, but
I don't care anything to make the team better.
Yeah, exactly. But what the other thing got to keep in mind is next year we got a lot more money coming in. So next year we can afford the cap hit anyway. More so. Right now we got 11.
Everyone keeps saying the salary cap keeps going up, keeps getting inflated.
All right, right now we've got 68 million next year, right?
And aren't a bunch of
on the deal.
Mark Davis fans saying that Mark is a billionaire all of a sudden?
I would take Patrick Queen over for Jacobs in a heartbeat.
So all right, if we trade, let's have a look. Say question. Yeah, so if we trade Devontae now, we'd only eat 7.8. Not that big. We'd be able to cover that because we've got 11 million right now, so we'd be able to cover that cap hit. Josh Jacobs is only 2.5 dead cap if we trade now, so that's a total of 10. So yeah, we have enough cap space that if we did trade Josh and Devontae, we'd still have we'd still be positive in the cap. We'd be able to just eat it all this year, and then next year, looking at what we've already got next year, we probably have over $80 million next year.
Even if we were close to the negative, I would hold Mark Davis at gunpoint and say, "Listen, man, either open your check for once or sell the team. Your choice."
Because I mean, if you can't, let's just say I hate hypotheticals, but let's say we do trade Devontae and Jacobs, right? We get a first, obviously, for Devontae because he's the best receiver in the NFL. We play what anyone says. So we get at least say a first and a third, or first and a second, let's say hypothetically.
So
and then for JJ, we get a second round pick, right? So we go into next year's draft with our first, our second. Then we got the first from Devontae, the second from Devontae, and then a second from Josh. That's 3 seconds and 2 firsts, and $80 million in the offseason. Just saying.
So,
If you
John,
can't rebuild a roster with that, then there's
what I
something wrong.
heard was because it was like during the season that Chandler was just like going crazy and he got like apprehended by authorities more than once, that we can get the money back.
Yeah, well, if that's the
But
case,
I don't
and we
know if
traded
it's
Devontae
gonna
and Josh Allen
happen because like
$100 million.
I don't know if it's gonna
I'm just
happen
saying.
because like we thought the same thing was gonna happen with Ruggs. Instead, we didn't get the money back, and Damon Arnett, I don't think we got the money back. Like, so
Well, we're gonna put detrimental to the team, and if he's having trouble with the health, that's 100% detrimental to the team.
yeah. So to me, it's like a 50-50 if we're gonna get that
Yeah, we'll
money.
see what happens though. But I'm just saying, if we did trade Josh and Adams because of how the team's gone, then we probably have like 2 firsts and at least 2 or 3 seconds, and about $100 million in cap space. Now, if you can't rebuild a roster with some of the young players we've already drafted recently, and guys like Max Crosby are already on the team, if you can't build a team around guys like Max defensively and whoever's left on the offensive side of the ball, like whoever's on that side, like if you can't use $100 million and like 2 firsts and 3 seconds and whatever else picks you got to rebuild a roster, then there's something wrong.
My first move would be calling the authorities on Jerry Tillery, so he's no longer an NFL player, because I hate him so much. Like the way that Dustin hates Jimmy is how I feel about Jerry Tillery at this point. Freaking Tillery's the definition of F around and find out the hard way.
Oh, fucking cost us penalties, plays, take our defense from getting good momentum to fucking falling flat on our face.
Deciding out of all the players, it had to be the quarterback, and because it's the quarterback, you got jumped by the whole Chargers sideline. That Max had to drag your dumb ass out.
Bro, people found it ironic that he did that. They're like, that's how the Raiders used to play. I don't give a fuck. That's 40 fucking years ago, 50 years ago. We don't play football like that anymore. You can't.
No.
And plus, look
I
how
don't
the
give a
refs treat us
fuck.
when we do that. The Chiefs went headhunting one time. Or what with the Broncos? Broncos literally put a bunch of our players in injured or concussion protocol, not a single ejection. Tillery does that. He got ejected, and I'm shocked that he wasn't suspended. I
No,
thought
the ejection was bullshit, but whatever. I mean, they're going to do it because it's a Raiders.
How the refs treat us when we do stupid stuff like that.
Just like the motherfucker that flipped, Renfro did the suplex on his ass. That dude wasn't ejected. And that's a grievous foul. Egregious, whatever the fuck the word is. But Sergio, regarding Chandler Jones, we're only on the hook for that motherfucker $800,000. That's it. The rest of the money, don't have to worry about.
Nice. That's nice. So
I was worried that we were gonna be on the hook for the whole fucking $19 million. I was like, son of a bitch.
There goes more that they cut him at this moment was because they figured out the contract, how to get out of it. That's good news.
I'm just happy that in 24.
Yeah, but do they get that money back this year or next year?
I think next year they do. But during next off season.
Fuck.
And all they owe him is $800,000.
$800,000. That's what they're on the hook for.
It's good on Ziegler. Ziegler figured out.
I don't know how they managed that, because I'm like, I thought his contract was fully guaranteed, but apparently they had a hook in there.
He also restructured too, so.
Yeah, he restructured.
Nah, Ziegler took a deep dive like these past 4 weeks to figure out how to get out of the Chandler's contract.
That's why they didn't say anything. That's why every time they were asked about it, they were like, no comment.
And again, he did it. But people want to fire him, right?
Yeah, he knows his contracts. Remember, people saying Chandler Jones the worst contract in history, yet he got out of
Not
it.
no
Like,
more.
he got
Look,
out of it like that.
Dustin, I expressed my frustrations yesterday, but shit, I don't know what to say. Even then, I mean, it's pointless right now. Is you got to ride out the season regardless. So I don't know who the fuck we're gonna get. Dan Quinn. I was hoping for Jim
That's
Harbaugh
facts.
if he becomes available. So I don't know.
I'd love Harbaugh. I said I wanted Harbaugh, but before we got fucking Josh, I was advocating Harbaugh that whole time. But I don't think we'll get lucky a second time around. So
But I think the only way the Chargers get him is if they offer him what he wanted from the Raiders, which is what Gruden had. He wants full control.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You put Harbaugh on the Chargers, it's probably gonna be a dangerous team.
Well, it's going to be very dangerous because he's probably going to bring in Vic Fangio, and then we're going to really worry about the Chargers.
Man, he's got a very fucking. He's strict, bro. He's strict as fuck.
Yeah, I just don't know what our solution is because anybody we bring in doesn't seem to fucking work. Coach,
That's because
besides Ziegler, every fucking GM we've had, including Al Dennis, has been fucking hit. So
it's because
I don't
that's
know.
my biggest problem is like they do the same. I don't know what's with them doing the same thing. We're just gonna get this big name player, and even though the team is like obviously damaged real well, we're gonna hype it up that it's like playoff team every year, or that it's actually a team that can get us at least 8 or 9 wins. Instead, no, it's just another 4 to 7 win team. Like I want coaches like there's coaches that when they're hired, they make it obvious that you shouldn't be surprised if we don't win that many games. Every coach that we get, like they just like project like, yep, we're gonna win all these games, and if we're not gonna win all these games, we're gonna win most of them. Nope. Like I don't understand why we do that.
Because we think we're Raider fans, and they think they're gonna go to the Super Bowl every year.
Yeah. But I just think until, in fact, I'm not even sure if that's going to be the truth, but until Mark Davis sells the team or dies or whatever the fuck, I don't know.
Hey, I don't wish
I just
death.
think we're a curse.
I
We're
don't
a
wish
curse with a
death on
Davis
his
name.
brother, but I'm really hoping when that like time comes that he did not save up enough money.
Well, he's been preparing for that. I don't know if you noticed last year. He started preparing for that fucking shit. Or that's why he owns the Aces. That's why he's making all these moves because he's preparing for the. Because what is it going to be like? I don't even remember the amount of the money that's due. I think it's like
$850 million.
almost $1 billion. That's a lot of money. So yeah, he's been preparing for that shit because he knows if he can't pay that, that's it. They're going to take the team from him. So.
He's gonna have to pull money from the investors. That's the only way he's gonna be able to.
He's gonna have to make some fucking. He's gonna have to wheel and deal like the greatest blackjack dealer in the world.
But that could also fuck up the team because you can put too many people investing into in the wrong places for the wrong reasons.
And here's another thing. This is usually how, in a lot of businesses, a lot of corporations, what they call the silent hostile takeover is when someone buys all your stocks, they buy enough of it, they can just take it from you like
buy
that.
You out. Take it like that. Like they did that dude from the Men's Warehouse. They fucking took. He was the owner of the company, and they took it from him. They're like, "Hey, bro, the fucking board says you gotta go." See, that's why I don't know, bro. I don't know about you guys, but if I owned a business, I would tell my wife, no fucking board of directors. She's like, but you got to have investors. I said, fuck all that, bro. Fuck the investors. I would figure out a different way because if I have a board of directors and they're going to buy me out, I'm going to kill everybody. Can't have no board of directors. I will fuck your fucking company over.
Not only that, Mark doesn't own the stadium. The
No,
Vegas do. And he's in one of the most hostile places you can be in as a businessman. Not only that, Jerry Jones also paid for the Raiders there.
Don't forget Brady's super rich. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, Brady's a
We
billion.
still don't know how much Brady owns.
He earns enough that he could divorce his wife, who was also a millionaire. So
Hey, apparently he's been messing with Kardashian, so he's apparently rich.
if
Don't
he's rich
get
enough for the
stupid.
Kardashians, then he must be pretty fucking rich.
Anybody that fucks with the Kardashians is like a fucking death sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was a little disappointed. I'm like, every man that's messed with her, like, they all like went downhill. They actually did.
Bro,
They just
fucking what's his name that used to play
Fuck,
for
man,
the
his pussy
Lakers? He
can't be that
almost
good.
died. He almost committed suicide a few times. Lamar Odom.
Bro, that's why I
I'm
say
just-
like everyone's like, "Yo, Kanye went crazy." Kanye didn't go crazy. He just dated Kardashian. That's what
No,
happened.
he was already crazy.
Fucking that bitch
She
fucking
just
made
made
him
him worse.
crazy.
She made him worse.
Yeah, that's
Facts.
why.
Like I
that's
tell
why-
my woman all the time, if she left and went with somebody else, they'd both be fucking crazy.
You know something funny? This reminds me of a really funny joke that this comedian said. I love the timing he did it too. He's like, Adolf Hitler, one of the most vile leaders in human history, declared war on the entire world for 5 years, got married, and the next morning blew his brains out. Marriage is hard. I like burst laughing when he said that. And I'm like, dang, if some guy would rather kill themselves in marriage than freaking war.
You gotta remember, back in those days too, it was harder to get divorced. Just saying.
Yeah, depending who you just want to hang out with, they can make you crazy.
Sure. I was just saying before we were saying about the Kardashians, like, yeah, the Kardashians are nuts, man. Send anybody nuts.
Bro, I can't
I don't
stand
know.
them so much, especially what happened to Kanye. I'm like, the only reason this dude went crazy is because you guys made him crazy.
Yeah. I can't stand that show.
Not only that, you have
I'm
your
in love with it.
daughter dressed up as Ice Spice. Like she's literally cosplaying as her.
And that's what I was saying when you guys were talking before. I'm like, her pussy can't possibly be that good. That's sad.
You guys think Kanye's like dead? Because there's a lot of people that think he's dead, and like this other Kanye isn't actually him.
It was
A
insane.
lot of people have been
People
thinking
clone brother.
this guy.
What do they
that-
think it's a fucking
all I
bot?
can hear right now in my head is that
Kanye
change.
the
So
bot.
it wasn't me.
He's a
Bro,
fucking AI bot,
This
man.
guy that they say is Kanye, he does not look like Kanye.
Well, when a black man starts going up there saying stuff that a black man should never say about a black, even a white person should say about a black man, you got to start thinking. Just that.
You
Some
gotta
of the
stop
shit that
doing
comes out of
that.
Kanye's mouth. I'm just saying, some of the shit that comes out of Kanye's mouth lately, like over the last fucking few years, has been absolutely nuts. Shut up.
Not only that, he called out like the industry, called out the music industry, the entertainment corporations. Yeah, some of the stuff he said was a little crazy and a little whack, but
But there's, I can't remember what it was, but there was something he basically said that was pretty much like racism against black people when he's black. Like, how the fuck? Just weird shit, man.
celebrities are
I know why I'm
weird.
making Illuminati fucking Freemason symbols with his hands. But anyway. I won't get into that whole conspiracy theory. Get back to football.
I got nothing else to talk about because then I got no more football to talk about because then I'm gonna start.
Neither
talking-
do I, man. Fucking,
Yeah.
I gotta get up hella early. I gotta get up at 2:30 in the morning. Fucking,
Oh shit.
yeah. Outside of that, like I said, I ran out at one state, and we'll have more shit to talk about on Wednesday. We'll probably have more idea where Jimmy's at, where they're gonna be kind of looking with the team where people are looking with the team. We got to buy, players off right now. Like I said, man, we got a lot to look forward to and a lot to probably look down on going forward. That's for damn sure. So it's gonna be a rough season, man. But again, I've said going into this Green Bay, if we get beat up, man, I would look to tank the season. I don't care. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
1-4, there's no way you can come back from it.
Yeah, I'd rather go 1-16 and get a quarterback. Like literally.
You better not pull some bullshit like three consecutive wins like last year.
Yeah, but it's something we can maybe talk about later on too, about finding designations for some of these players where they can go, what could help us back in return and draft picks, where those players might be too, because you never know. A good team like that can have a high draft pick might trade up just to get Devontae Adams if they have a quarterback already. You know what I mean? So it's just those things that we got to kind of pay attention to going forward this year, so.
And anyone that views this, the reason why we say this stuff is because we say a lot of the stuff that we don't even want to hear, but we say it anyway.
Facts, because it's something that you got to pay attention to. It's not like we want to trade away anybody. It's just being knowledgeable on it if it's going to happen. So then we're not sitting here going, oh, my God, look at our team, what they're doing. Like that's the thing I think so funny about a lot of fucking chat warriors or fucking YouTubers is that they're just like, oh, fuck it, this is a surprise. It's not a surprise. Fucking week 3-4, we're already talking about that shit because we know it could be a most definite possibility.
Not only that, there's a bunch of dudes I would like to name. It's like even in our Discord, and I'm just like, listen, there's a lot of stuff I can agree with you, but you're like, the fact that you talk louder by writing than coming up here and using your words, like, there's a whole reason why I just don't respect you that much as everyone else. Just because I can get into an argument with Dustin, but at least I know he's not gonna freaking like be quiet, and then when I'm wrong, he'll just type like a bunch of stuff like, see, I told you I was right, I did this, and then you do that for a week. Like, just say it to my face, like, and I'll own up to it.
That's how it's supposed to be. That's what makes us own up to our mistakes as men. That's how men are raised, dude, is to be. Men are the ones that are supposed to have level heads that can adjust through shit. Women get their fucking all up in their feelings. That's how half these motherfuckers out here are, dude. That every time I hear them, like, fuck, here's my woman right here. Like, motherfucker. Then I'm like, I can deal with you like fucking like nothing, because I deal with my woman for 10 fucking years. You don't think I can deal with you? Fuck, you're a walk in the park. You know what I mean? Like, things like that out there. That's why I just tell you guys that some people, you just don't even worry about combating with them. That's all they want. They want that combativeness, dude. They want that drama. They gotta live with it. And you know how I put their flame out? You put their flame out. I don't do drama. Fucking flame over. Like, you're not gonna get me like that. I'm not a fucking woman. I'm not in my feelings, dude. Like, that's the biggest difference, dude. Like, we go to war, I'm not gonna be in my feelings. Like, I'm gonna know we're probably gonna die, and I'm gonna do the best I can until I die. Like, I sit there and hide behind a rock and hope I fucking know, come capture me, I'll suck your dick. Like, fuck it, I'm not doing that, man. Like, I just want our team to be the best physically possible whatsoever, and that's why I bring up these things long before. It's why I talk about certain situations, because you can see it sticking out like a sore fucking thumb. I'm gonna keep saying this shit about these Twitter motherfuckers. Like, I'm gonna keep saying it. DSR doesn't rely on Twitter posts, man. Like, that's fucking facts.
Like,
I don't mind. We ain't getting our shit off no Twitter feed.
I made a post and I put it in the Discord, and I said, just to let you all know, who was the first one that said that the Raiders said they were going to roll with Aiden O'Connell. Meanwhile, every other person, I'd be shocked if Jimmy isn't the starter, or I'd be shocked if Brian Hoyer isn't the starter. And then out of nowhere, oh my gosh, Aiden O'Connell's a starter. This is surprise, bro. They said Monday during Monday Night Football that Jimmy's doubtful to return from a concussion protocol, and that they're going to roll with Aiden.
Yeah, but people think everybody's got sources, and again, you know, like I said, we won't talk about it on a Wednesday or Thursday. We talk about it that Monday, and I've said it time and time again. We've done it on the show multiple times, dude. So again, I ain't gonna sit here and keep on saying like our sources are YouTube or Twitter and fucking all this. Like, we watch the games, we pay attention, we resource our shit, dude. A lot of us have a lot of insight inside this sport by a mile. And again, things that we've spoke on have come true to the T. And the only downfall here is just Aiden isn't going to be. Aiden can probably be good later on in the season, but he's not going to be good. He's not. It's not, man. He's got a lot of falters to himself, and I think that's the kind of thing where you got to look at in that game is like, let him go out so he can see. But ideal would be is like seeing him as a backup. Because if you're going to go out there and get a dude like Caleb or somebody of there, like Aiden as a backup learning behind Caleb and them, man, like that can be dangerous. And then, like I said, you play Aiden until the end of his contract, you redo him for a year and then trade his ass, dude, and you'll probably pick up good draft capital for him. So, you know, like I said, I mean, that's all yet to be determined, but I think, like I said, I don't even know. Like, that's the problem. If you're gonna go up a different coach and shit, dude, like, how do you go about it? Like, how are you gonna go about it? And then how do you get Dan Quinn here to be the head coach? But I don't know. I think he'd come in a heartbeat because fucking he don't want to keep being the defensive coordinator over there. And then the thing is, Jerry Jones said that if McCarthy didn't work out, that they would give it to Dan Quinn. So imagine him being Dallas's head coach. But McCarthy and them look like they're doing all right. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's all he says, she says at this moment. I hate even talking about shit like that because I think Josh is a good coach. He's called plenty of good plays, dude. It's just the quarterback is not finishing. That's just facts, man. So.
But either way, put the players in a position to succeed. At the end of the day,
yeah,
do the job.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't matter if we bring Dan Quinn here. The odds are we'll probably lose that year too. Dan Quinn gets here, we're probably going to lose that year too because he's got to rebuild it his way that he needs it. And then we're depending on his draft and his shit. But don't get me wrong, they've hit on some of their draft picks. I mean, they got Diggs, they got fucking Parsons, dude. They got some pretty good players over there in their draft. So they got that corner. I mean, they've hit on some picks. So I must definitely look at them. I wouldn't be against not looking at them.
Seahawks just blew out the Giants 24-3.
Yeah, what did Waller have? Nothing.
He had 3 receptions for 20 yards.
Yeah, trash, dude. He's a number one receiver over there. He's trash.
So
the motherfuckers talked about Waller being a leader,
oh my
leader.
God. Yeah.
You know, that's why OG Daniel don't come over here anymore because he came on the show that day and he said Renfro and Waller were leaders of the team, and I told him like, nah, they got force fed by Carr fucking by injury, and he got all pissed and left. And then now look, dude, that fucking guy gets traded over there to the fucking Giants. Fucking go for $17 million, ain't doing shit. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers, man. Like I said, Ziegler knows, man. Ziegler knows when they're fucking dinks. And that's the problem is we gave fucking Waller the credit of Carr, you know? That's why it irritates me just to giving Carr up, man. Like, it really irritates the fuck out of me that we gave up Carr for Jimmy. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
I don't think we really gave up Carr with Jimmy in the sense, like, because Carr would have been 40, whereas Jimmy right now he's like 6.7. So I think it was more about the money than anything else.
Well, that's what it was about, but still, I would still take Carr right this fucking second.
Well, Carr's definitely better than Jimmy, no question. But I'm just saying because of how fucked our roster is, because people like overrate the 2021 roster so badly. We have so many fucking holes, like.
I might.
That's
I
why I
think
feel like they had to
despite,
restructure the money.
despite
That's
all
why I
this,
said I would just do away with it all to be done. I said it this whole off season. I said I'd just
Yeah.
blow this bitch up. I said I'd
Yeah,
take
and
a
it's better
fucking
to do that. Of course.
grenade, pull the
Like
pin,
yourself.
and just chuck that bitch in there and
that's
say,
why
boom.
that's why I keep saying that
I
like yeah,
agree,
like
but if we
we're
do
gonna say
that,
it sucks
it
now
might suck for one more
that we
year,
don't have
but
Carr in this offense, but I would just rather us just lose all these games just to get like a young top QB player from college for once. Then
Man, I'd go out there and fucking pat them all on the back and be like, great fucking job. And then when they walk off, it'd be like for sale on their back. Fucking, oh, great job today. Fucking put the sign on them. Motherfucker walks off. Fucking right on the internet. For
yeah,
sale.
kind of like when you it'd be kind of like when you put that kick when you used to stick that kick me thing on the back for people. You know,
Fucking
it says
Now you
kick me,
put
it says
for
for
sale
sale.
signs, slapping them on the
Damn
back.
right.
why is there a for sale sign on me? No reason.
Hey, he's like, fuck, how come you got one too? He's like, what the fuck? All of them start turning around. Almost the whole locker room got for sale sign on them. He's like, the fucking Ziegler come down here and pat you on the back. That motherfucker, yeah, fucking hey, dude, fucker.
It would be like
Great
a freaking
job,
cartoon
looking good.
moment. That mother cuts to black.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta fucking. I think, like I said, just take a grenade, throw it in there, and fuck them all, dude.
No, it's like that mother, then it cuts to two animals on Animal Planet.
No. No, but like I say, I think like we have a lot more problems than we think, and I think until you get to the bottom of it, we're not going to be able to fix it. And I said I want to get rid of Max and Hobbs on the defense. Everybody else, I mean, I'd most definitely think about. But Diablo, Spillane, they're playing good, so I'd probably keep all four of them. Everybody else, I would be like, yep, sorry, man. Have a great life. Hopefully this wasn't your last stop, and then I'd go
that's
to
what
the
a lot of
offense.
other teams or franchises have done, and then that's how they rebuild and become
Yeah, the
successful
offense. I
within
mean,
1 or 2 years.
I'd even be willing to cut ways with a lot of the offensive line.
Yeah, why not?
You
I mean,
know,
we're not doing that great. So.
I said Devontae. I'd get rid of some of these tight ends. I mean, I'd probably cut shit with a
I'll
lot
keep
of
Mayer
these.
though. I keep Mayer because he's still, he's rookie.
Yeah, I'd keep Mayer. I'd keep White. I'd
keep the draft class. I'll keep the draft class basically.
Yeah, but I would ship Jacobs. I'd ship everybody, dude. Ship them all.
Yeah, I'll just keep.
Also,
I'll keep the young guys that are like
my
performing.
thing. Here's my thing, right?
Draft class.
Why the living hell is Bolden even on this team?
Fact. There's a lot of people that got that.
Special teams aide. That's what I've been told. He's a special teams aide. That's what the fuck everybody keeps telling me because I have no idea why he fucking.
He's
I mean,
a
how you
special
make the
teams
roster
ace
2
in the
years?
bathroom.
Yeah,
I have
how
not
you
seen
make
that
the
dude
roster
a
2
single
years in a row
time
doing nothing in
field.
preseason, bro.
And I'm like, this is
unless
the
you're
guy
a
that you
starter,
kept over Sincere McCormick.
Get
Like,
the fuck out of here, man.
this dude has not been on the field a single time.
Hey, nor Willie. They'll probably bring him in on one play. They're like, Rudy. Okay,
your play is keyboard warrior Swift 1YX. Rudy,
oh fuck. No, I mean that wouldn't. What if we just heard that John Gruden's coming back as the head coach of the Raiders? Dude, that'd be crazy as fuck.
Oh my god. I'd be like, well, get ready for 3 years of like experiments, and then the 4th year we're gonna go off, and then someone's gonna, instead of his emails, it's gonna be his freaking messages. and then Mark's gonna be like, how the hell do they keep finding your freaking like messages, Gruden? And be like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't fucking.
Bruh, I hope when these emails come out that fucking Mark Davis says some bullshit and then maybe he gets his team taken away like that other idiot in Carolina and fucking Washington.
Or fucking Snyder, yeah, fucking A.
Yeah, like one of them motherfuckers. If they fucking said some shit that got their team taken away.
I'm hoping that half the stuff Chandler said is true, just so we like got a reason why Mark would be gone in like at most 3 years.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be fucking. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I mean, we'll see. We'll see going forward how this goes. So. Yeah, because I just don't see any upside with Jimmy. Like, I just can't see any upside with Jimmy. And Kojo, I don't even watch their show, so I'm probably not going to watch it to begin with. So.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I feel like that freaking.
Yeah, I don't watch any of their shit. I can care less what any of them
like
guys
that
say.
freaking Napoleon meme. I'm probably gonna make that like later in the week. I'm gonna make a reel where it's gonna be like, "Yo, we're 1-3, and we play Monday night against Green Bay. What can we do?" And then it's gonna be the freaking Napoleon meme where Napoleon says, "There's nothing we can do." And it's just a
fact.
I don't know. My reel's been going off.
We're gonna need. We're gonna need. What's his name? Bill Murray's speech from fucking Meatballs when he's talking about the team that had beaten them like fucking 13 or 10 years in a row, or 13 years in a row, some bullshit, and he fucking starts going in on. It doesn't matter that they got the best players and the fucking all this shit.
Back down, never what? Never. Nah, we're gonna need. Remember when Bobby Boucher?
Bobby Boucher's fucking speech.
And Bobby Boucher.
Yeah, Sergio, your reels have been popping, dude. Especially that last one with Deadpool, man. That bitch was fucking slapping, dude. Instantly, that fucking bitch was over. That motherfucker was over like 1,500 motherfucking likes in the first day, dude. With in a reel, bro. That's not even a fucking.
I'm really good at making them, man.
What was that? That other one's over like 200K. Well, like 191, 195, somewhere in there.
That one is when like the Chiefs lost to the Lions. That one I think is like it's at over 200K views on Instagram. On Facebook, it's like 500.
Yeah, I think fucking skyrocketed.
Yeah, so I'm really good. I'm really good with making reels.
Yeah, and this one took off like a bat out of the hell. Same with the one Top Beat gave me. That motherfucker took off like a bat out of hell too, man. That motherfucker. I mean, he makes good edits too. I ain't gonna lie. Fucking Top Beats makes good edits. He comes up with some crazy shit. But like I say, I think there's a lot out there, man, to pay attention to and see going forward. I mean, like they said, everybody can get out their broomsticks and fucking torches and want to fire people, but you have no one to replace these guys right now. And you're not only replace them with somebody on the squad right now, and they're garbage anyway, so it don't really matter. And again, I think Josh and them will probably get their whole 4 years, dude. I mean, I just feel that way the whole time. Mark can't eat money like some of these other guys. Like Jerry can eat fucking 20 mil, no problem. You know what I mean? But Mark can't eat 20 million. He's gonna feel that shit. He ain't gonna be able to eat McDonald's for a while. So
I wish I know the feeling how other fans are like when it comes to like cap hits too. Like how we're like, dang, like freaking cap hit. We gotta deal with this. Meanwhile, like we see Patriot fans, they're like, man, that's his cap hit, and we'll probably fix that. And that's what makes me believe sometimes the cap hit isn't real. We just have a broke ass owner.
Yeah, but Kraft, dude, he's like fucking what? Probably third richest fucking owner in the NFL.
Yeah,
worth a lot of money. Fucking Jerry's the same way. Fucking all these guys can ride off. I mean, let's be real. The Broncos owner now, fucking Walmart. I mean, fucking people sit here and talk about, oh, Russell Wilson. They'll write that motherfucker off like a write-off, dude. Literally. 25 to 50 million for that motherfucker ain't shit.
At least now we know that Wilson can get sold at Walmart.
Man, that's facts. Fucking right in the fucking toy aisle. Fucking, well, fucking stuffed doll. Here's your Russell Wilson doll. Come get it. Fucking let's ride, motherfuckers.
Nah. Their news saying this season is uncommon.
Is that for you're full of shit?
Yeah, because it's
They say
not
uncommon.
winning is not common. That's the
Yeah,
reason.
you're
why.
right. It's sure in the fucking common over there or with us either. So fuck. We should probably
Winning
adapt that slogan.
hasn't been common with
We
us
should
in 20
probably
years.
adapt that slogan too.
Bro, I laughed when I heard that that's the reason why that's their slogan this season. I'm like, that's the funniest shit I ever seen.
Why is it their
So I think Ben Powers, he said their slogan instead of like let's ride is like uncommon because like it's not common to just win every game. And a lot of people were making fun of that, including me. I'm like, nah, it's just not common for
hell
you guys
no,
to win.
man. I'm a Ricky Bobby that shit. If you ain't first, you're last, motherfucker.
That's
Then
what
he
I
meets
kept
his
saying.
dad.
I'm like,
He meets his dad later on. And he's like, "They're second, third, fourth, hell, even fifth." They say, "Motherfucker, I'm going first or last." That's what kind of coach we need too, man. We need a coach that has that mentality too.
as much as like, so like, I'm like a 50-50 when it comes to like McDaniel's talks. With me personally, I wish that's what I missed about Gruden. Like, we need a coach that's like super expressive with the shit they're doing.
Hell yeah, that's why I say Gruden or Quinn, man. It's almost like you have a coach right there that will motherfucking get after somebody for sure.
Like, if you make a mistake, like that's what I like. He'll like make you wish you like didn't make that mistake because like with that's what made me so confused. Like, what the heck happened to McDaniels? Like, in the Denver, like he would scream at his players. Like now he's just, like why'd you do that, man?
Guys got ridiculed for it over there.
I'm like, bro, have some balls and like yell at your players.
That's why I love John Gruden because he don't give a fuck. He don't care how you feel. He'll yell at all of you. He'll probably even yell at the fucking reporter too, like "fuck you, motherfucker."
Bro, I seen freaking the Eagles head coach.
He's like, "Go give me a lap." He tells the reporter, "Give me a lap, motherfucker."
Bro, I seen the freaking
He's
Eagles
like,
head
"You do
coach
know I'm
like
the TV reporter, right? You goddamn right, give me a fucking lap."
When he wanted to stand, when they went for two, the Eagles head coach, because he wanted to see how the play looks, and the ref like told him like, "Yo, get back," and then the ref was like, "Fuck you, I'm right here, I'm just watching my team, freaking idiot." I'm just like, this boy freaking cursing out the ref, and then the ref pulled a flag on him because he was like in the field, and then he was just too busy telling the ref like, "Fuck you," like the fuck are you talking about?
I remember when Gruden told the fucking Denver player to shut the fuck up.
Well, because
like,
I think Denver got like a conversion or like a turnover.
That guy came running by and talking
the
shit.
The player went, uh-oh. Then Gruden's just standing there like, boy, shut the fuck up.
That's why I think fucking you gotta have people like that, dude. They get behind you, man. The thing why I was advocate Quinn is just to see what he can get out of Max. I mean, look at what fucking Micah Parsons has become.
I just know Quinn too because I know Quinn would freaking fix the problems with our defense right away. Like that dude's a defensive genius right there.
Yeah, I would just love to see what he can do with fucking Max Crosby, dude. I would just love to see what he can do with him. Somebody that has a real mind on that side of the ball and has dealt with people like that before and got good production from them over time.
Not only that, but you know you can develop corners too.
That's what I was gonna say. You got Diggs, and then now you got fucking Hobbs. You know what I mean? Like you got a good trade-off here. It's just like you said. I think he can probably just literally go find anybody to call the offense that does anything about play calling. I mean, look at the Texans. To be real, I mean, they just busted up dudes yesterday too. What, 30 points on those motherfuckers?
Yeah, 30 to 60.
I didn't even think they were gonna win. I didn't even think they were gonna win, let alone put up 30.
They even
I
demolished
know.
the
I
Jaguars.
couldn't fucking believe. I'm like, we lost to this fucking trash ass team last week. Fuck. 2 weeks in a row, we beat ourselves. Fuck.
Not only that, look what they did to the Jaguars. Like everyone thought that yeah, Jaguars are probably gonna beat the crap out of the Texans. Texans dropped freaking nearly 40 points on the Jaguars.
Yeah,
that.
I know.
And that's why I say anyone that says don't get a defensive coach because you don't know how they're gonna friggin' develop the quarterbacks, bro. CJ Stroud is the best rookie quarterback so far in history.
The personnel that you put behind him. Like I say, I think the reason D'Amico is doing so well is because of the people he brought in behind him.
Because you even look I think his offensive coordinator was the passing game coordinator on the Niners.
Yeah, that's why I think it's crazy. I wish we can just get something like that for once in our fucking life, you know?
Oh, you and me both.
Again, that's my whole thing when I said I hate it when head coaches bring, the head coaches we hire, they bring in clipboard guys, yes man, oh yes sir, that's right sir, you're always right. Instead of friggin' do what D'Amico did, he nitpicked someone from the Niners coaching staff and said, hey man, I'm gonna trust you with this, or how I bet right now, say if he couldn't coach for a game, I bet he's got a defensive coordinator that he knows personally that can maybe not coach as good as him, but the defense is still gonna pop out.
Facts, and then he can walk around and manage it to begin with. I don't know. I think we got a bunch to be excited to look forward to, so we'll see. I would love to get Quinn. I'm not even gonna lie. We'll have to see how this year plays out and see where that goes, you know. So, Raiders time for bed. Say facts, James. That's how I feel, bro. I gotta go too, man, because I'm about to fucking pass out here.
All right, man. Let's call it.
I gotta get up in the morning and go
I'll
to
call
school.
it till Wednesday. Fucking right now, dude. I'm slaving hell hard for between the harvest and then doing grain and hay. Fuck, dude. I'm gonna go up here and fucking sleep in my pickup for fucking 3 hours for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a freaking 6 hours sleep and then I gotta go to school in the morning.
I'm just gonna go up here, fucking fall asleep till my phone fucking rings and somebody breaks down. I gotta go fix their shit, and then fucking outside of that, fucking wake up, do it all over again tomorrow, fucking for the next fucking month. So we got about a month left to go. So, but that's the time of the year. So outside of that, like I say, I appreciate all you guys showing up. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Appreciate all the mods, man. Appreciate everybody. Like I say, showing up week in and week out, Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, now sometimes Sundays for post games. Like I say, over here, man, there's going to be hot debates, hot topics, shit like that. I always say if people don't like it, don't watch it. I can care less about their feelings. So, I always say it all the time. We don't pay people to come here and watch our shit. We don't pay people to fucking sub to us, dude. I mean, you want to be here, it's because you want to be here. People want to get up in their panties, their women's panties, and fucking, they can go do that. Fucking put that cheap string or thong up their ass and whine. Nobody gives a fuck. But outside of that, and I sure in the fuck don't give a fuck. I'll tell you that. I just laugh at it. That people always dick ride me. I love it. But fucking outside of it, fucking. I mean, I love it, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I feel fucking flattered that I got other grown ass men that want my dick in their mouth. It's like that meme going around town, dude, where that motherfucker, he's got in his throat like this. And that dude's like, yeah, that's my dick in your fucking throat, motherfucker. That's how I look at it. I always say, I love when motherfuckers go around and talk about me. I love it. So, thing about me is I'm not a bitch. I don't get in my feelings. I don't go home, put on women's clothing, dude, and put lipstick on and talk to myself in the mirror. So, I don't got to worry about that shit, man. So, whenever people go out and want to waste their energy on what we say over here, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the view. Thanks for the viewed that day. Hopefully you threw us a like. I'd really appreciate it. Outside of that, this is the like I give you is one finger up. And outside of that, I can give a fuck. So, but that's what I love about DSR, and that's what I love about me is I can care fucking less. So outside of that, like I always say, I hope you guys have a great night. Hopefully you got my picture on your ceiling jerking off to it like always. And outside of that, man, fucking we'll be back here on Wednesday, ready to talk Raiders talk again. You guys got anything you want to say before we bounce out? We most definitely.
Yeah, just make sure you follow us on all of our social media. Make sure you follow me. Like my thing is like right here on Instagram. Yeah, so I'm guessing like right now I'm just scouting, figuring out who would be our new defensive coordinator because we know Graham's gonna get fired. And then make sure you subscribe or make sure you keep in touch with like our blogging. Like we're doing that. It's been doing pretty well so far.
Hell yeah, that shit's been fire, man. Hey James, I got some man crushes over here on me, bro. Like I got some man crushes on me for real. Like, hey, I got some dudes out there that fucking want to dick ride me so hard, dude. Fucking, it's fucking hilarious. And then the funniest part about it all is they think like I give a fuck about what they think. I can give two goddamn fucks what any of them think.
Bro,
it's like fucking half of them would be like going over and fucking debating the fucking third grade special ed. Like that's how I'd feel like if I went over and picked on a bunch of third graders that were fucking retarded. Like that's how I'd feel like. Bro, and then I'd give myself a gold sticker and walk off. Like what the fuck, you know what I mean? And James, push them over and take their stickers and be like, "You're getting a bronze sticker today, motherfucker."
Yeah, Dustin. James says he hopes that you don't have his pick and jerking off.
Hell no, James. Fuck, you want ugly ass motherfucker, bro. Fucking. You think I want that ugly ass up on my motherfucking ceiling? Shit. Nah, I'm just kidding, bro. Fucking. Nah, hell no. Fucking. I know some dudes. Hey, James, I got some dudes who got a shrine of me up on their shit, bro. They wake up and it's like fucking big ol' ass shrine on their wall, dude. I'm lit up in candles and shit. Fucking. Dustin DSR, he said he didn't want Jacobs, fucking little faggots. Fucking, that's how you guys are, dude. A bunch of fucking dick sucking motherfuckers. Hey, their player has one good game, then bitches start going live and talking about, oh, fucking Josh showed up today. Fucking dumbasses. They're fucking half retarded. I literally said Jacobs was going to show up because of fucking Aiden being there, but these guys are fucking dumbass retarded football fans, dude. Like, that's why I just laugh at them. They make zero sense. They only talk on what happens in that day. They don't know shit about football. Motherfuckers need to go fucking play it, fucking instead of sucking each other off in the fucking corner all the time, you know. These are grown ass men fucking dick licking each other. They're like, can I suck your penis? And does it taste like strawberries? You want to suck mine? It's like blueberries. Like, fucking. It's like, what's your favorite? Sherbert? Fucking little bitches. And then they sit over there and they're like, you can suck my dick. It's Adams. No, I'll suck your dick. It's Jacobs. Oh, fuck it. They're not Raider fans. They're not Raider fans. They're fucking individual fucking, they're fanboys, dude. Like, I hate that shit. I hate it. Them bitches can't debate. They can't debate. They masturbate. That's what them motherfuckers do. They fucking masturbate. Fucking straight up.
Hey, at least they're good at dating.
They go buy a fucking Raiders jersey and then talk about being a Raider fan. Like, get the hell out of here. Fucking bum ass hoes. I swear I should go give them, you know, one day I'm going to run into these guys and then I'm going to be like, oh, hold on, I got you guys a present. And then I'm going to bring in like 4 cardboard boxes, stack them on top of each other and be like, there's your new fucking home, bitch. Like, fucking surprise. Yeah, fucking brand new house right here. Fucking motherfuckers. Like, it gets old, man. It gets old. And then listening to them talk football, it's even worse. It's like, listening to them talk football is like listening to my woman talk for like 2 hours. Like, oh, fuck. It's like fucking nails on a chalkboard. Like, holy shit. And then I
We
can't
all
even
know
say,
that fucking sound is the word, one of the worst in the
oh
world.
man,
Fucking nails on a
it's like
chalkboard.
it's like turning on some of their shows. I turn on some of their shows, it's like that's how that shit sounds. That's how their voices sound over there. And then if you play it backwards, if you play that shit backwards, it says, I don't know shit about football. I just come up on here to talk about Raiders shit because I have no fucking life. That's exactly what it says backwards, dude. Like, literally. And I love Dustin's dick in my mouth, so I'm going to talk about it all the time because I can't talk football, so I'm going to talk about another grown-ass man. Like, that's how you know they have no lives. Motherfuckers go out there talking about other grown men. Motherfucker, get off my nuts. I wasn't on, what's that shit, Tinder? Fucking swipe right, bitch. Fucking get the fuck on. Like, swipe right. Put a fucking X on that fucker. Cancel that son, bitch. Don't ever come back. Hopefully we don't ever see each other on this shit again. Too bad he couldn't do that with YouTube. Like, literally swipe fucking right. You know what I mean? Like, put a fucking cancel mark on that. I do put a cancel mark on it. I don't even fucking acknowledge them fucking dipshits. I guess if I opened up a fucking dick sucking YouTube page too, I'd probably be fucking getting hits too by a bunch of faggots. Motherfuckers and all fucking candy canes over there fucking licking up each other's candy cane. I've always said, dude, I don't really care if guys are gay, man, but you do that on your own fucking time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hear you come over to me and tell me about you sucking a 12-inch dick last night, all right? I don't give a fuck. This motherfucker's like, yeah, that bitch was so big it slapped me in the cheek all over the fucking face and all. Fucking. I'm like, fuck, was it me? Because you had my name in your mouth all night. Fuck, I was probably that one slapping my penis right in your fucking face the whole fucking time, bitch. You're over there, he is over there like this. What the hell? Motherfucker. Hey, it's all like, fucking bitch. That's what I think, man. Talk Raiders. Talk Raiders. Fucking get other men's out of your fucking mouth. Get Jacob's dick out of your mouth. Get Waller's name out of your mouth. Get Carr's name out of your mouth. Fucking get Del Rio's name out of your mouth. Fucking get Dennis Allen's name out of your mouth. Fucking get some fucking football knowledge. Swear. I don't know. I hate fucking dumbass people. You know, I'd love to just walk around the game and put fucking, like that dude on Instagram where he put that sticker on the back of the Niner fans where it's like, I love penis. I'd love to do that to all these fucking little Raider haters, dude, over here. Just walk around and slap I love penis stickers right on their back all day. I'll be like, oh, bro, ain't you that hater that didn't like me? Come get your picture taken, fucking penis-sucking motherfucker. I don't know.
Earlier, Lunatic was talking about, you know, if he was a season ticket holder, he would only sell the Raider fans. He said, motherfucker, I would want to FaceTime a motherfucker and see a Raider tattoo. And then he starts thinking, he's like, but then again, a motherfucker could pretend to be a Raider fan. He can grab his Raider buddy that has a Raider tattoo, put him on camera, and be like, "Yeah, man, I'm a Raider fan. You know, send me them tickets." Motherfucker,
that's too fucking much. He said, "Fuck that's yeah, give me that."
That's why all the fucking, you know, everybody goes to our games because it's the resale from the Raider season ticket holders that don't want to go see the bullshit and they fucking resell the shit.
That's fact.
And you can't verify if anybody's a real Raider fan. There's no way to do that unless you fucking seen them in person. So
hell no, you can't. That motherfucker be with a Raider ticket wearing a fucking Steelers jersey when the Seahawks are playing. That's how you know that motherfucker crackhead. Motherfucker, you're like, what the hell are you wearing a fucking Pittsburgh Steelers fucking, you know, that game was in like fucking week 3, right? Yeah.
You know,
we're in like week 14.
Weird is how many home games for us I've seen Steelers fans at our stadium. Like,
it's all the time.
How do you guys end up here?
And I saw a Niner, it was a Niner and a Cowboy fan, right? And I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing here? We were playing the Colts. This is back in 2010. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing here? You guys are not. None of you are playing here. What are you doing here? Oh, we're just going to come to the game.
Like, dude, I walked around the stadium asking dudes all the time. I'm like, bro, why you got a Seattle fucking Seahawks fucking jersey on in a Patriot game, bro? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And they're like, man, bro, my wife, she's a fucking Patriot fan, and I got drugged here, so I'm gonna wear my jersey.
Oh my God, they're pulling that.
Don't give me that bullshit. Don't give me that bullshit, motherfucker. You fucking ain't. You're not a man. You're a bitch. You gotta let your woman dictate where you're going on her game. Why weren't you here on the Steelers game? You're here for the goddamn Patriot game. Now we know who wears the real fucking pants in this fucking house. You let your woman determine what game you're going to. Fucking. She works for the company, bro. They give out.
You're not even playing.
Yeah, and then that's how I was talking to these one people because I was asking them, like, they had fucking, one dude had a Lion jersey, some other dude had some fucking, I think he had Bear or something, and I'm like, what the fuck? I told him, like, you about the two most loom ball motherfuckers here. Like, you couldn't have been more miscarriage if it ever happened in its life. And I told them, like, how in the hell did you guys end up in this motherfucker? And they were like, oh, we're high rollers, man. We fucking got them in the high roller table. Oh, okay. Fucking give it to two fucking miscarriage motherfuckers over here to come watch this fucking game. Like, get the fuck out of here. And then on your way over here, you decided to fucking pick up your fucking Detroit Lions jersey and this fucking Bear jersey. And then not only that, you two are friends. You dipshit motherfuckers. Like, how in the hell did that work out? That's what I'm saying. Fucking inbred as hell. Fucking, he's like, yeah, it's my best friend. This is my best friend Pete over here. This is my friend Peter. You guys ever meet Peter? Yeah, I bet Peter met Kulo too. Right in here, Kulo, motherfucker. Yeah, I think fucking... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I would love to give Vegas to the Chargers. Like, I'd be like, you guys have no fans anyways. Take this.
Oh, man, yeah, let's switch. Let's put us in LA.
Yeah, in a heartbeat. Let's go back to curb stomping motherfuckers out on the street, man. Over here, we're dancing with belly dancers.
As much as we can complain about, like, how our stadium doesn't feel like a home stadium, if we switch places with the Chargers, like, say if it's, like, the Chargers versus... the freaking, like, if it was
the Browns,
Vegas,
hell, it can be anybody.
Against the Browns, the whole stadium would be brown.
Hell yeah, Will. It looked like a shit bowl in there. It looked like a big old shit bowl in there.
Problem, but I've noticed around the NFL and college because my fucking team, when we played Ohio State a week ago, 40% of the stadium was in red. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit, bro. This is South Bend. What the fuck is Ohio State doing here? Anyway. Yeah, it's all over the fucking NFL, bro. When fucking the opposing team's fans are taking over the fucking stadium because they just fucking buying the tickets from the from the season ticket holders.
Hell yeah, dude. You know what I'd love to do is just get like fucking 20, 30 of my fucking diehard friends and then just run around the stadium. Everybody get on a row and then just run down it, slapping the fuck out of all of them motherfuckers. Fucking bitch assholes, fucking. And then have like 20 of us per row, fucking just walk, fucking bitch slapping the fuck out of them. Like, you ain't come back here again, motherfuckers. Like, we just allow it, dude. Like, it's some bullshit. I don't fucking allow it. I make fun of them every time. I egg them on. I literally sit there at the fucking snack shack egging motherfuckers on the whole time. I tell them, like, your fucking team sucks. I burn that fucking jersey. Don't take it off in the bathroom. I'll steal that motherfucker. I'll use it for toilet paper and then light that bitch on fire. Like, I don't give a fuck. Tell them, I don't even know why you're here. Your team sucks anyways. Worse than ours. We don't even win. Your team really don't fucking win. Like, fuck, you might as well just shoot yourself. Fucking jump off a bridge. Like, I don't even know why the fuck you woke up today and even thought about putting that fucking jersey on, let alone come all the way here to Vegas just to watch them fucking lose. Like, good job. Well, hold on. Your team ain't even playing here. Fuck, why the hell you even got that jersey on, dipshit? Your fucking team is actually playing over there in fucking east of USA.
You know what's crazy about fucking SoFi, bro? I just heard it. I didn't not know this shit till yesterday that their best tailgating parking lot or lot is called Pink Lot. I'm like, Pink Lot? What the fuck?
Yeah, that's where a lot of them will go
Pink
down.
Lot, motherfucker.
Hey, you got to be tough enough to wear pink, and that's how fucking smash motherfucker.
And you gotta pay $3 bills just to cook. Like if you want to bring a barbecue, you gotta pay $3 bills to cook. I'm like,
but
$3
that's real
bills.
shit. That's real shit, though. I'll fucking roll down there in a heartbeat. That's where, dude. Like I said, I would give up Vegas in a heartbeat for fucking LA right this second. I'd be like, you guys can have that fucking shithole.
The NFL hated on us because they didn't want us to go to LA.
Hell no, because we'd represent like a motherfucker, dude. They would have no fans in the NFL if we were in LA. They were like, don't put them in LA, man. We might have fucking, these motherfuckers might be rioting in LA again. Fucking, like, fucking, what was that song back in the day? Fucking rioting in the streets of LA. Fucking, oh, fuck. We'd fucking tear it up, dude. That's why it irritates the hell out of me being in Vegas, man. Just fucking fake-ass motherfuckers. And then you run into Raider fans there that are bitches. They're mostly YouTube motherfuckers. That's probably why they're all bitches in Vegas, because most of them are soft as fuck. They're hella soft, dude. Like, you touch them, they'll probably pop, dude. Like, they're fucking soft as fuck. These guys are like, yeah, I'm a Raider fan. Oh, he tweaked his ankle. He should sit out for the next 2 months and get paid.
I saw the Vegas Raider fans do that fucking wave in 21. I was like, what in the fuck was that, bro? What is this?
Hey, if it's a Vegas Raider
in New York.
Hey, if it's a Vegas Raider fan, you literally just walk up and grab them by the nuts to make sure they got a sack. You're like, yeah, all right, you got a sack, you fucking bitch. Motherfucker. You're like, yeah, some of them motherfuckers are straight pussies, dude. Be like, oh, I can finger you like a fucking bowling ball, all right? Well, fucking.
That's crazy. Fuck.
Yeah, I ain't fucking trying to have you as a fan. Fuck that. Like I always say, fucking, it'll be like a fucking midget and donkey porn over here. Like, oh shit, we just showed up in Tijuana. Fucking, here comes the donkey show with all the sailors. Fucking, put on the raincoat because you're about to get blasted. Good Lord. I don't know, man. I hope we get better. I just hope we get better. Fucking throw out a bunch of dicks on the field and never know. They might play better. Fucking, you never know. Carl Nassib was here, he would be a fucking Hall of Famer right now. Nah, either way, man. I hope you guys all have a good night, man. I gotta get going. I gotta get up here and sleep for a few minutes.
Right,
and leave. I gotta dream about slapping all my haters, bro. I gotta fall asleep and have dreams about slapping all my haters with a dildo across their face. Just slap, 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 fucking. So,
yo, Crazy Fools Wednesday, man.
Hell yeah, fucking. It'll be Wednesday slap a hater with a dildo day, fucking.
All right. Good night.
All right, man. Hey, I hope you have a good night, Coach O. Hey, have a good one, Frick. And Sergio, hope you have a good one. I hope everybody in the chat has a good one, man. Stay safe. Don't drink and drive. Outside of that, man, we'll catch you guys on Wednesday.